Welcome back to another episode of the Rule of Two. This is a live Q&A and always, and it's probably more tradition today because it is at the moment only me and Sir Loki. So, you know, maybe other people will join the Sith Lords in their triumph against the Jedi, but who knows? They may reveal themselves, they may not. But how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me, and you know, just looking forward to talking Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It's a good little break from real life, and always have fun with you. So thank you again.
Yeah, man. What you been up to lately? You've been building more of those lightsabers. Did you go all out? Did you wail out on Wicket?
I am working on the lightsaber thing. I'm waiting on a few parts. I'm actually building a. There's the Black Series Kylo Ren lightsaber, so it's the Hasbro one, I guess, that they sell at any toy store or Amazon. But I'm actually going to be taking that and gutting it and making it better. So it's put better LEDs in it, better sound card,
Nice.
better motion, you know, gizmos and stuff like that. So it'll be pretty fun. In terms of the in-game, the new content from yesterday, and did I wail out on Wicket? I have not yet. I'm deciding if I'm going to do it or not based on that game designer's post yesterday. So that's obviously got me thinking about it. How about you?
I'm not really in a position to wail out on anything at the minute, but hopefully in the future I may be able to get some Wicket shards, you know, if I can kind of rub a few pennies together kind of thing. And we'll see what it holds. But yeah, that post, it's a little bit of a, that's kind of like, you want to buy Wicket because you're going to get this, but we're not going to tell you because it's not confirmed, but it's probably going to be unique mods. Could that mean that we're going to get the introduction to 6-star mods to all those guys that have got Wicket? And then is it the guys that then have to wait? Who knows? Hopefully it's not that drastic. Maybe that 6-star mods are already in the work and they're just going to give these unique 6-star mods through that, and maybe that's what they're referring to. Who knows? But it was kind of cryptic. It was kind of like, you don't like Ewoks? Well, don't worry. As long as you get Wicket, then you'll get some stuff. So I don't know how I feel like that, because I've heard some people have had okay, you know, one of my buddies, Miller, he spent, I think he brought the main pack, and then he spent just over, I think it was what they called a vault, and he's nearly got him 7 stars. So that's probably what, about $150. So I've seen in the past some excessive amounts, like $400, but I guess it's completely down to what look you get, how many shards you get. You know, everybody's going to be different. You know, I could go in there and I could just get decent drops. Someone else could go in there and just get terrible drops. So I guess that's the gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I you know, we've all been, I guess, looking at the forums and Reddit and our Discord channels, and I haven't seen anybody pull the elusive 330 shards yet. It's not as common as Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum was. I think when she was released and they had the 5 to 330 pack of hers, I was seeing my own shard mates. I was seeing more people on Discord, YouTube videos. Within the first or even the second day, people pulling 150 shards, 330 shards. There was a couple. There was that big Reddit one with 200, whatever it was. So yeah. I'm not seeing that yet, which is interesting to observe.
It could also be with Ahsoka. She was very, very popular among a lot, and it could be that there is people that brought Ahsoka that hasn't brought her. So I guess the more people that buy these shards, the more people are going to have the look. The less people, then it's probably going to be rarer that you hear about what drops are kind of drop. You're just going to hear about the bad stuff. But if you've got, say, 1,000 people pull it, then you're going to have someone in there that's probably going to post on the forum. If you've only got 100 people pull it, then you probably ain't going to hear about it at all. So I guess it'll show in the next few days. But I'm not really a big fan of Ewoks, you know. I didn't like them in Return of the Jedi. I'd probably only just buy a Wicket just because those unique mods that have been kind of like dangled.
Yes, that's got me thinking about it. I have a couple shard mates. They wailed out and went for Wicket, and on average it's about, they bought the pack for, what was it, $59.99 US here, and then they probably dumped an additional 30,000 crystals, I'm going to say, on average, and they start Wicket. So that's one tune, right? So
yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it, but we'll see.
I guess it's not just Wicket though. If you're gonna buy one Ewok, you might as well buy the rest. You know.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I mean,
You
yeah.
can't buy one without the others. Well, you could, but you're not gonna really get the true kind of like of Logra, you know, or Paplo. You're buying one for one reason, and you're not really gonna get the use. You know, I think you're probably gonna have to whale out and get all of them if you're gonna want them to use them in all areas of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the saving grace, if there's ever going to be if you got to use them in that territory battle thing coming up, or if there's another unique event where you need 5 of your own Ewoks, at least you only really have to get one, right? I mean, I'm gonna assume the older players, even yourself. I mean, you must have your Ewoks pretty well geared up and start up, better at least by the Phoenix, right? I mean, everybody I think was screwed with Phoenix, but at least the Ewoks have been in the game for a long time, and you really only need one more if there was going to be an event 5,
Yeah, I think that would be the event at the moment that plays in with that you need the 7-star Wicket, but you can only get that by doing the event when he goes to kind of like farmable, but the only way to get him is through the ATST, but you can't do the bonus tier until you've got 7-star Ewoks and a 7-star Wicket, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer. But I guess that's probably going to be a reason for someone to buy if they're saying that you're pretty much going to be getting. You could. That's how I kind of took it. It's going to be probably unique mods, but time will tell. Things can change. They could just throw gear in there and standard mods, but getting unique mods or getting a mod. Anybody that knows that mod farms the lot out of the game knows that. It's one thing getting a good mod, it's another thing totally to upgrade. And you could get the world's best mod, and you could get the worst stats that you don't want upgraded on there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we get it now, right? When we do our mod challenges, I mean, we can get gold with a 5-speed secondary with like killer offense, and then when you start leveling it, it's the stats that are undesirable that increase. So that's another gamble in it. I mean, there's like 3 ways to gamble it, right? So, I mean, maybe the unique mods that you're talking about, maybe they're already fully upgraded. When you get them in the event. Oh.
That's it, and that'd be a game changer in itself, wouldn't it? If it was, or you could choose what it's upgraded. That you just upgrade the speed, for example. Wow, that would throw the game out of balance just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be careful with it. I mean, they don't want to have another Modgate 3.0, right? We all know what 7-star mods did to the game, so it literally ruined communities in the game, and then they rolled everything back, right? So, yeah, they definitely got to be careful with it. And then even if we do get these OP mods, we still don't even have a good game. We don't have a good game mode to use them in. That's the problem. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get your 6-dot mod or whatever it is with killer speed secondaries or offense secondaries, but we still have the same old tank raid that we can all ace now with the current stuff, right?
Oh, so, yeah, definitely.
I want to believe it's 6-star mods or 7-star mods, but at the same time, I mean, they got to put a killer game. They got to make a game mode that's super hard right now. Like when the Rancor dropped, what is it? There was like there was no mods, right? Everybody's level 80, and it was hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I told myself, man, this is hard, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that feeling again. But again, I'm not looking forward to the mod thing because they haven't executed it right when they did that big 7-star mod drop where everybody got 50 speed and 3,000 offense and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I can remember when the first person, or the first few people did a solo, and the buzz was like, "Oh my god, he soloed the Rancor!" Everyone just going crazy, like, "How?" And it was the same with the AAT when all these big scores started coming out. Because if you remember at the beginning with the AAT, nobody actually really knew what to do. Nobody really knew straight away about the topple, about putting the buffs up, and there was like so many guides out there saying to use Old Ben. Just to stop the tank from toppling and remove turn meter with his special. There was some crazy stuff out there, but look how the game's progressed now. Everyone, well, not everyone, but it can be done high damage that when it first come out, or the first month or so, it wasn't able to be done until Zeta's come out, and that is the big change. If Gear 12 comes, one thing I'm probably a little bit afraid of, if a cap increase comes and a gear level increasing comes, what's going to happen with current game modes? Is that going to be left behind? Because, you know, people are already scoring X amount of damage now. Imagine what people will score with a level cap increase and a gear increase, you know, and then is it then it's going to be over in less the time, you know? It's scary to think, kind of thing, because maybe one person would only get one run. At the minute, you're lucky to probably get 2 runs in before it's finished, you know, 2 decent runs. And it could reduce it to 1 run, and that's your 1 run you've got, while everybody else is going in and out and just, like, smashing it to pieces. There you are with your resistance for 30 minutes, just, like, trying to get this perfect run and stuff, and then that's it, it's over. Crazy. So we'll go on to some questions and stuff. Cool. Thank you everybody for joining us. I can see good old Maurice in there. Turbos, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Tees? Eric? We're going to jump on some questions. So, the first one's from what I can see on here is from Bates, and it says, "Yo, Smithie, what do you think about the new ATST events?" I think we kind of briefly, you know, like, looked into it, but we'll go into it in a little bit more detail. What do you think of it, Loki? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's a good way to move forward? Because we're probably going to see more of these events in the future, you know, with characters, if this is the cadence that's going to happen for some of the characters. Do you think this is going to be something that's going to be... Is it going to keep you busy?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to keep me busy. I think what they're doing, and, you know, not everybody has the opportunity to be in a you know, a top tier guild, right? So... you do have some of those players that want to stick with their guild, but they feel like they've already outgrown their guild, but they don't want to leave their guild. So, you know, to me, like, just reading into it and kind of thinking about what these little mini, you know, I'll just call them mini raid phases or something, right? That's what I'm thinking. So it's like you alone solo, or you can take on an ATST, right? So that it has the same feeling as, like, phase 2 of a tank, or, you know, whatever, phase 4, right? You alone are versus, you know, you're fighting this one ATST. So that's the way it feels. I mean, it's to kind of keep people busy, and they can still acquire gear. I mean, who knows? Maybe they put raid gear in there, you know, but it's a solo event, right? Where you're not relying on your guild, you're not relying on 600 coins or whatever. But I'm kind of wondering how. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, there's no tokens or anything that's needed to enter the event, so it's at your will, it's at your own pace, and you know, is it more free to play friendly? You know, could be. You know, just depends on what the requirements are for, like, up and coming mini events like this, right? I mean, this is obviously Ewoks, and you know, a lot of guides out there. Nobody told you as a free-to-play player, hey, you better farm Ewoks, right? So, unfortunately, if you're truly free-to-play, you probably don't have all the Ewoks maxed out and geared up and all that. So, but if they continue doing that, and they do these little mini boss raid events solo, you know, where you do it on your own, and it's kind of like a mod challenge event where you have certain factions that take on large enemies like this, like the ATST. We've seen the parked TIE fighter pilot already with Phoenix, so who knows? I mean, yeah, it'll keep me busy, and you know, I think it's good for the players if they need to acquire the rare gear, whatever this gear is going to be, and they can't do it in a raid where they have to rely on 50 people or whatever, or have whales in your guild to do that. So that's the way I'm seeing it right now. You know, I'm curious how it's going to turn out.
Definitely. I think the idea there is a great idea, you know, to have something like this, and I think, you know, it can definitely have a very, very long run, you know, if as they said, it'll be reoccurring, and that's going to be a place for the free-to-play to get the kind of Wicket shards. The only thing I'm not too keen about is them saying that the bonus tier is going to hold the gold, you know, the kind of like the Crimson Blade kind of thing, where you're going to get all the good stuff on the first tier or whatever, you're going to be getting the Wicket shards. And to me, it's a little bit worrying. Depends on kind of like how overpowering that they're putting in there. I'm not a big fan. Like, I'll spend money, I'll do this, but I'm not going to whale out and put, you know, like $400 or $500 into a game to kind of get some mods and stuff. That's not something that's feasible for me. different circumstances for everybody, but it's not something that I would personally do. So when a new content comes out that looks great, then it's like, oh, you're going to need to have a 7-star wicket to do the bonus. And it kind of loses a bit of flavour for me, because it's not kind of like just a content, it's kind of like, yeah, I guess it's the game we're in, you know. If this was a AAA title that was like a PS4 game, then it wouldn't really be in there. You just progress level with your characters and do it that way. But I understand with what game it is and how the game is, I just don't always agree with it. If you
right,
yeah. So I understand that it has to be there for a reason, but I would always prefer it not to be. Just because those mods sound juicy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, there's obviously a lot of people piggybacking off of the other stronger players with bigger rosters. So maybe they want to. I don't know. Maybe they want to prevent people from assembling super guilds or something, and they want to put something in the game to keep the whales and the dolphins and all that in the smaller guilds busy while the other ones are building up. And I mean, I don't know. It's it just sounds like to me it's like a mini raid is what it sounds like to me. Yeah, so hopefully it turns out well, you know, and it's challenging enough to where I don't got to stick it on auto and just go, you know. It's
yeah. So yeah, no, it's definitely. I think over the coming weeks it will still be a topic that's going to be brought up. Yeah, we got a good question from member Tauntons. Why does Tenacity Up make it so no debuffs land on the enemy? However, when you apply Tenacity down on the enemy, they can still resist. That's a good question.
Great question.
Yeah. I think it's probably just broken. Tenacity Up just pretty much blocks everything. But Tenacity down is only a certain percentage. I'm not really sure. Do you have the answer to that one, Loki? In the mechanics?
I don't. I mean, you know, I'm not. You know, only the programmers know. They put the algorithm in the program. But to build on the question is very good, and I actually want to add to the question is why does Potency Up not apply debuffs or apply other detrimental effects 100% of the time, right? Because it is Potency Up. It's why is Tenacity Up makes the debuffs irresistible? You know, that's exactly the way I feel. And I agree with the question there is why is it like that? Maybe it is a bug, because if Potency Up or if Tenacity Up makes everything irresistible, then Potency Up should make all the debuffs irresistible too, or right? I can apply them 100% of the time is what I'm.
Yeah, definitely. So, I just think it was something that potentially that they've put into the game and just left it, because if they change it now, I think it's been in the game too long. Like, they could change it, maybe if Rex wasn't a meta, but it's a very good question. I guess only really a developer could really answer that one, because I agree with it. You know, the other stuff is what a percentage amount isn't, like speed down, for example, or speed up. Why isn't it 100%? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it should really be called like debuff immunity, right? Not Tenacity Up. Because we all know if you put 200% tenacity on your character, he's still going to get debuffed. I mean, it's just how much percentage of tenacity do you got to put on the guy to make him irresistible to debuffs? But then Tenacity Up, how much percentage does that really add, right? Yeah. It has to only really add like 90% or 100%. You know, I don't know. It's a mystery.
It's just a immunity, isn't it? To debuffs, the Tenacity Up is just it's just pretty much immunity.
Yeah, I honestly think they should adjust it, and I think, you know, it is what it is. It's been the way. I mean, look at Vader, right? How many times did they adjust Vader? Because, you know, you can't just say, well, Vader's been in the game the whole time, and you can't really nerf him that bad. And it's like, well, they adjusted him how many times, right? Yeah. And they still weren't getting it right. So I think they should revisit the whole Tenacity Up. I think it's OP and it's not working as intended, because it should be like okay, so in ships, right, there's damage immunity, right? That's the one Mace does. It specifically says damage immunity. You cannot be harmed, right?
Yeah.
So, you know,
they could always change the description.
Yeah. They did it with healing immunity, right? They're like, hey, by the way, we changed everything, you know?
Yeah.
Now your protection won't be coming back. So
yeah, I don't know. They probably, maybe it's not the right time for them to change it. If they were going to change it, maybe they'll wait till Rex isn't much used to give him that solid nerf.
I know he's going on 2 years meta, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll probably wait until he's not viable anymore or something, just to give him no gear increases when a gear cap comes or anything like that. Just leave him at gear 11 till we get to gear 13 and like, hey guys, you can now take up the new improved Rex with tenacity up for a certain percent. Who knows? So next question is a good question, and I guess this one's a very good deciding factor of where you go. I'll give my reasoning. Loki will give his reasoning, but from Gregory Pierce, should I farm clones or resistance for the heroic AAT? I'm going to let you fire away on this one. Do you have any resistance or clones, Loki?
I got them both.
Which one do you prefer?
At the moment, it's resistance. The resistance came out of nowhere. I think they got adjusted a little bit, and then when R2-D2 came out, it was just it was exactly what the resistance needed to kind of make them. I mean, I'll say they're meta. I mean, they can be. They're just, you can use them all over the tank raid. I mean, they're good in like 3 of the 4 phases, right? Which is incredible because there's no other faction you can. I mean, it's a whole faction. That's the thing, right? You're not you're not using Finn with another set of 4 guys. You're using a resistance team. Clones. Yeah, the clones are kind of old school already, right?
Yeah.
So if I was like a new player, and Smithie, you've mentioned this. I mean, clones are just a nightmare to gear up too.
Yeah, they're a nightmare to farm as well. One hard mode, isn't it, for one of the troopers?
I think the way everybody figured out how to run resistance in the raid, they're definitely viable. I mean, there's people soloing phase 2 and phase 4 already with resistance, and you're getting like 4 to almost 5 million damage in phase 3 with a resistance team. So they're definitely good. They're decent in arena. They're I'd say they're like a top. I mean, I don't think you can hold top 20 with them, but you probably drop to like, I've seen people drop on my shard to like top 30, and then they climb all the way back up. So
yeah, definitely.
They're stellar on offense in the arena, and then you need them for the mod challenge. You want to do the speed thing. So
yeah, I would say resistant. I would say farm both of them because it's probably going to take you 6 months to get the other clone trooper from the hard node if you're not buying packs or anything. So I'd say farm both, but resistance is going to be the easier to get first. You're going to be able to get resistance quicker than, I would say, clones, because you're always going to have. Is it? I can't remember which clone it is. Which one is it in the hard nodes?
I think it's Sarge, right?
Yeah, that's it, Sarge. So if you've got Sarge, I'd still say resistance, because resistance does take 1 Zeta. Overall, you ideally want to be putting 2 Zetas on the clones, and you're also probably going to need Leia, in there to score some high damage. You're also going to need to have a lot of crit chance and stuff. I would say resistance, because like Loki said as well, you're going to get those speed mods. You can use them in Galactic War, you can use them in the arena. Put clones in the arena and it's not going to have really the same effect. You're probably just going to be beating a wall, and Nihilus is probably just going to annihilate you or somebody else, They just don't have it yet as a team where resistance can be run. Not the best on defense because of the issue that resistance trooper faces with the just using his his special ability over his first. So every time the expose lands, he's just there, like he's going to get all that turn meter, then he's just going to use his special and not reapply it, because he only applies it on his basic. So defensively, that's the big problem, because the AI just uses him wrong, and that's why it doesn't really hold. Beyond that, if he was fixed, I reckon it would be a very, very viable defensive team if the AI ran him correctly. But when you've got one of the members that's quite a good, he's definitely a beating heart for you in that team, isn't doing the job he should, then you've got issues. And that's what it comes down to, because he's the one that's going to be reapplying all those exposes, getting the most turn meter, and if he's just using his special, which doesn't put any expose down, it's kind of like, it's just going to fall apart in defense, and that's the problem with it, and that's why it gets beaten on defense. But you can beat a lot of teams on the offense, but definitely more the free-to-play clones is something that you want to build up and at least have. but I definitely would go Resistance first.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And the other thing to note too, especially if you're a newer player, you don't need the crazy. I don't think you need crazy speed mods with Resistance. Whereas the clones, they need all the crazy offense, secondary speed mods. They need special mods. They need crit chance, like you mentioned, Smithie. Sarge needs crit damage. But the Resistance, because Zeta Finn gives everybody turn meter, right? When you attack somebody with expose on them, so they're going to gain a bunch of turn meter. You really don't need a lot of speed heavy secondary speed mods. Maybe just potency mods, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's another thing to consider as well. Is the kind of mods you need to run either a top clone team or a Resistance team.
Yeah, and also to add to that, you've got Episode 8 coming out, so I'm sure some of those characters are going to be reusable with other characters that have got the Resistance tag as well. And you've got R2-D2. Yeah, 6 characters that you can obtain compared to 5 characters, and we have no idea when clones are going to get any more. Or their helmets. They've been working out recently with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they've buffed up their legs a little bit. But... but, Yeah,
because everybody complained about that one, right?
I know, I thought it was the helmets. So they sent them on a day course with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That'd be funny if they took their helmets off and their heads were small, right? That's the funniest thing, right? Or their heads were too big.
Yeah. That's funny. So the next question we've got is from the Kings of Kings. Which is one of the best Ewok teams? Depends where. I guess they're a little bit untested at the moment, but I would say that you want to have probably Wicket, for all that damage, all the stuff he gives. If you're using them in the arena, probably Paplo. Low grade, so that's 3 of your new characters. You're going to want to have Chief Chirper, as the leader, and then probably throw in Scout or somebody else. So at the minute, it's hard to say, but I think, there's going to probably be somebody that buys all 3 of them, and someone that scores some amazing damage in the raid, or takes #1 spot from a Rex team or anything like that. So I'm sure that there will be stuff coming out, and it's just really sit tight and wait, really, and see what people conjure up with some theory crafting and see what comes out. What's your thoughts, Loki?
No, I agree with you. I think it's a little too soon, but been seeing a lot of team comps. They've been swapping Tebow and Chirpa as leader, but one of them I saw the Zeta Paplu, which was if you put a Zeta on Paplu and he keeps getting buffs and all this stuff, and you run him under like a Tebow lead, he seems to gain a lot of life back. He gains a lot of health and protection back from his Zeta, so that's something to think about if you want to run him in arena. Definitely look into gearing up and starring up Paplu, because you can get him pretty tanky, and he's going to protect everybody else while they do their thing. So I'm still on the fence about what leader might be good, but I originally said Tebow, and I think Tebow lead is the way to go, honestly. But
that's definitely going to help Paplo, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
It will help Paplo, because every time he's going to gain that stuff,
yes,
he's going to auto-taunt. So there's definitely going to be different ways that you're going to run him. I probably prefer the Chirper if you're offensively going at it.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds good on paper. It looks good on what we've seen. But they're not really, because it's 3 characters making a squad that wasn't viable, it's very hard to kind of determine where they're going to go compared to somebody like Nihilus coming in, or Ahsoka. You can automatically find the established teams, but when we're talking that a team's had a rework and then we've got 3 new characters, it's hard to determine if they're going to be great, good, or bad, at this point, until we see more on it. And I wouldn't really want to comment and say, they're great, but what I've seen, it looks good, it looks fun, but I probably wouldn't personally run it, because it's not really my cup of tea. I don't really like Ewoks.
Yeah.
So there's a question from Turbs. Where's Batman? Let's go on to the next one.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, he's here.
Batman has arrived.
Over here.
Had a good time with that, eh?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Turbs?
Yeah, good, you. You lucky.
So,
I love it when you guys are on the call together, man. It's like I'm watching Train Spotting or something. That's great.
Was you there for like an hour before on the RSG, and there was just me and Ranger doing Batman voices? Like, I know mine sucks, but that's the whole point of it, isn't it? You know, I'm just like, I'm Batman. And then Ranger just goes all out for the Academy Award. It's like, it's not what I do that defines me, but it's who I am. But anyway, let's crack on with the questions. Before we do that, you got a new video out, Turbos, and that's that Luminera. You went and Zeta her. What the?
I did, yes. Well, people got to do stuff that keep themselves interested, don't they?
Yeah,
because there's fuck all else for doing minute.
I've heard worse. There was like some other people, like Mobile Gamer, Zeta Chief Chirper, and he hasn't got the new Ewoks. So I guess Luminara is not as bad as that, but it's definitely in there with the Chewbaccas, the Chief Chirpers, and you know.
I was going to say, I think Crazy Excuses still holds the torch, even though it wasn't her account. It was a dev's account on the tablet that wasn't hers, but Chewbacca's still going to be the worst.
No, but you know what, Turbs? I think it's still a good idea, man, because you really like Fulcrum Ahsoka. I mean,
oh yeah, he's in love with her.
I think you need to get a Zeta Barris. I don't know if you Zeta Barris yet, man, but I think a Luminara with that Zeta Barris and Fulcrum Ahsoka, and then just pick another two guys. You might have something there. I mean, seriously, that just sounds annoying to fight.
Well, we had this discussion, didn't we? We've had a bit of banter. I had a play around and recorded and posted what I could. I've got a few left on the side, and I'll post a bit more. But I've already had a troll saying, "Oh my god, you noob! Why aren't you using Zoda?" It's like, oh, for God's sake, you can't post anything about somebody.
You've got Zoda as well, haven't you?
I've not Zoda Yoda, no.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't see the point. Yoda, he's not. I'd have been, to be honest, if I'd have Zeted Yoda, I wouldn't have Zeted Lumi. I don't think it'd have been another. I'd have thought, no, I've already done one disappointing Jedi. I'm not doing another one. So, I don't know. We'll see. Everything's got potential. It's how you play it, and it's whether you're chasing the meta, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out on your video tonight. I'm gonna watch it. Then I'll comment on it. And
it's quite good. It's interesting.
Is it dark?
But
is it funny? Am I gonna like it? Is it my sense of humour?
It is actually. It is. It's a bit more upbeat. I've sped up a few videos. You'll enjoy it, Smith.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Well, I mean, look at this, right? Either Zeta Luminar or what? You say 4 Zetas for the Ewoks, right? Like, I can't believe the Ewoks need 4 Zetas, right?
Oh, didn't you hear they're joining the First Order?
Oh dear.
I guess every new character now has a Zeta except for the Phoenix.
Yeah.
No love.
I heard I can't remember who it was telling me. I don't know whether it was you, Loki, or somebody saw a screenshot. Apparently, Fulcrum was supposed to have another unique or a Zeta on a unique where she actually either steals or gets half of the Phoenix uniques, which would have just been stupidly op. So I'm not surprised why they've taken it out. But apparently there was a screenshot that was leaked.
Yeah,
so
well, I don't think it was. I got it from. I confirmed it with one of my guild mates because I'm in a Spanish-speaking guild, so everybody plays the Spanish version of Galaxy Heroes, and one of them did take a screenshot, and if you read it and you can translate the Spanish, there was something in her unique that said Phoenix, and F-E-N-I-X, which is, what else could it be, right? I mean,
right.
So, yeah, it was along those lines that she was apparently supposed to get some synergy with the Phoenix Squad, and then I don't know if it was at that time it was a typo, obviously, and it was something that.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Loki.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I work for myself, man. I'm cool. I didn't sign any papers, so I'm just telling you what I saw.
So on that note, we're going to move on to the next question before Loki gets in more trouble. We want to make a game changer out of you one day, buddy, and Turbs just coming in firing off. I'm joking. No, it was spread around. It was on the it was on the Spanish ones that they translated. I seen it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
and they wanted Phoenix to be good, eh? Don't know what happened there, but some people love Phoenix. I don't mind him. There's a Ewok, you know. He's a good kid. He does a lot of damage. But as a team, they just lack it, don't they, when it comes to the arena we got today, you know. Maybe if the arena we had before Zetas, they probably would have dominated the meta, but they just seem a civilized team for an uncivilized era, you know.
Good point.
So, they just don't fit into what we got now, you know. Everything's kind of power boosted up, and they've got Zetas, and they've got everything else, and yeah, they just seem to be like a team that was made for when Star Wars Rebels first come out back in October, and they probably would have shined really big for a few months, you know. But with that, I took it away from the new movie as well, Rogue One. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
Rogue One's the last game. I still rock Rogue One in Galactic War. Does me auto all the way through more often than not. Rogue One's still a good squad.
See, I would like to auto my Resistance, and then I've got Resistance Trooper that just doesn't land the exposed. So,
I've got Zeta Jin lead, but it's just awesome. I don't use Cassian. But cheers, Zin lead with. Do I throw R2 in there? Yeah, I do. I throw R2 in there. It's just great.
Cool. So we're going to go on to the next question. This is from good old Maurice. The question is, I noticed today the Wicket event had a 25 counter on it. What is with that 25 chances to fail counter carries over? I noticed this too. I have no idea what it meant. It was kind of counting down. I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to get 25 tries to get these Wicket shards and get extra shards. And I'm like, yeah. And then it just like, I did the first one straight away. Then it was just like complete. Then the counter went down. I was like, I'm not sure because they shouldn't really have the counter. Did you notice it, Turbs?
I did. I actually posted my response to Maurice in the chat, and you have just explained my retort. It's to make people play it. It's a spot the deliberate mistake. 25 chances, you're just guaranteed to push on it. It's to make people play it more.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I know, we'll put a number on the button so people will push it.
What does this button do?
It reminds me, to be honest, it reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, isn't it? Do not push this button. Which one do you push?
I am Groot.
And we're dead.
Brilliant film, brilliant film. So the next question we got is from Bates. Where do you see the state of the game by the end of the year? Where do you see it, Turbo, Loki? Who wants to fire this one first? What's your maybe dreams or nightmares?
By the end of the year? Oof.
Yeah. Well, it's not that far away, I guess. It's quite close.
Yeah, it is, to be honest. Where do I see it?
Do you see more dominate? Do you see him coming back and just like being like, at last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
We need Luke. You say the end of the year. Are we talking post The Last Jedi or before it?
We'll go up to the 31st of December, so it gives you a little bit of leeway with The Last Jedi, just to make it a little bit harder.
Looking forward to it. There's obviously going to be some new character releases. I'm assuming we're all going to make a very exciting Christmas if we're all still playing this game.
Very true.
Hopefully they put the crystal packs on sale, right? So.
Oh, I'm sure. I always remember Jolly Roger used to post in our Discord and line and stuff like that. Every time he went to Walmart or whatever, he's saying, "You've got half-price iTunes cards on. Half-price iTunes cards." He's got about a pile of 10 or 20.
Yeah, he had a whole basket full of them, didn't he? Wailing out tonight,
Merry Christmas. But it's been very stale for a long time. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. I'm sure they're not, but there is some good things to look forward to. Hopefully they're not underwhelming.
Definitely.
Hopefully not underwhelming. Nobody knows. With the shroud of the dark side is still over us, isn't it? At the minute, we shall see.
What about you, Loki? We shall see.
I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, end of the year? So let's see. We're going through Ewoks right now. We're gonna have Hero's Journey. So who knows who's at the end of the Hero's Journey? Are we gonna get Bespin Luke? Are we gonna get some kind of Luke with a lightsaber? I hope so by the end of the year. We're gonna have territory battles. Are we only gonna have one, or are we gonna have many by the end of the year? I mean, hopefully ships get a rework somewhere, because they're definitely... I mean, I hate doing ships now, man. It's so boring. I know, you guys
I keep dropping to 30, me. I keep dropping to 30 now. It's getting that. The gap between me wailing out is crazy.
It's too long now. I mean, that's the thing. Okay, so I want ships, and then they just snuck in the artwork revision for the Geonosians. So maybe we're getting Separatist rework. I believe there was a podcast put out where General Grievous was mentioned. So that's hopefully coming by the end of the year. And
maybe
then,
September. Set for September. Separatists. Catch you.
Yeah, and Grande just messaged me as well and said, "Don't forget the Nightsisters. They're getting a rework."
Oh yeah, they're only getting a rework to get slaughtered by the Separatists. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be another video. It'll be another fail video in the AAT for me to do. How not to raid. Version 2.
Yeah.
I mean, for the people that have been playing, I haven't seen the R2 event come back yet. So hopefully he comes back before the end of the year, because he is Resistance, right? So hopefully people that don't have a chance at him. They said the Hoth characters are coming out too with territory battles, so we're definitely going to get a rash of those. And then just Last Jedi, hopefully we get, are we going to get Old Man Luke, Jedi Master Luke?
Oh no, they're not going to give us him.
Luke, whatever you call him.
We got to get Bespin Luke first. Then we're probably going to get Hoth Luke. That's pretty much in my eyes. That's Commander Luke. Then we're probably going to get maybe X-Wing Luke as he takes off Hoth, or even Snowspeeder Luke. Then maybe we may get a Dagobah Luke with Yoda in his backpack. Then pushing it till Bespin. Then we'll probably get a sail barge Luke pre-Jedi. Then we'll get Luke visits Yoda.
Yeah, we'll get Dagobah and Yoda.
Then we'll get the final Return of the Jedi. Then we'll probably get maybe Old Man Luke with no lightsaber. Then from Force Awakens, then maybe it just depends on how long Luke's journey goes on, because it's a very, very long one. You know?
Well, I know it's something me and Loki get together and have a chat sometimes in Theorycraft. So let's Theorycraft. We've got 5 Lukes in a squad. What's your turn order?
It's got to be the youngest. It's got to be Farm Luke first. You got to make them in order, so they're like regression through age. Progressing. It's like
in order of
Farm
age.
Luke, yeah. The X-Wing Luke, and then Commander Luke, and then Bespin Luke, Jedi Luke, and then maybe the next battle you throw an old Luke, making it a little bit older, and they all go in the turn order. That stuff. It'd be great to see.
That's something I'm going to have to do, actually. You just made me think. I'm going to have to pick a team of 5 characters that die and make the turn order that they die in. In the films. Something crappy like that. It's not going to work, but...
Han Solo's probably going to be the closest so far.
Squad, right?
Yeah.
The whole Rogue One squad dies, so...
That's true. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it. Loki just...
That is true.
If you haven't seen Rogue One and you're listening to the stream, shame on you, man. Seriously.
Yeah, that's
How
true.
could you not see that yet? Yeah, I mean, going back to the question again, it's just that there's so much. I mean, and I hope it all comes out by the end of the year, and then hopefully they can keep the momentum going. Or now they got to space everything out. I mean, we got Rey with a lightsaber. Right now we're gonna have Episode 8 Rey. They haven't even released Episode 7 Rey with the lightsaber, right? So,
oh yeah, she's gonna get a journey too.
You're right.
Probably, probably why we haven't got.
BB-8. I mean, I'd love to make.
I'd
love to make a squad with all 5 trash compactor droids. The R2, the chopper, and BB-8, and R5D4 and whoever,
Oh man.
And then as special fun, one of their abilities is the Ewoks come out of the droid costume, right? And then you continue.
You've seen Aliens Covenant, haven't you? Kind of that style with C-3PO as Ewoks. Nub nub.
I'd want to see a bounty hunters rework, man. I mean, we need some of them too.
Need Bosk and Django as well. So much.
Yeah, Podracing. Podracing as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of bounty
Podracing with a lightsaber as well. That would be cool.
The sexy goth Ginge.
Oh yeah.
She is a fallen Jedi. What else? You've got Bounty Hunter Ventress. There's loads. You've got Quinlan Voss. I would love to have Quinlan Voss and Starkiller in this game as well. Probably more lean towards that we'll probably get Quinlan Voss over Starkiller, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. He's completely wiped from the kind of like Lucas history, his character just doesn't exist, where Quinlan Voss does, so probably more likely to get more canon characters than non-canon. But who knows, We got Nihilus, even though he was from an EA game. Well, he wasn't originally, was he? The second one wasn't an EA title, I don't think. It was made by someone else, but I think they got the rights to him for the RPG they created, Knights of the Republic or something? I can't remember.
Actually, hey, I got something to ask you, Smithie. So they announced during the update yesterday, and this is kind of leading into the question, the daily login character for, what is it, August? It's Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean he's going to get a rework? Because normally when they do this, they do reworks on all the characters.
Probably.
What do you think?
They did him a couple of months ago, didn't they? Or was he not the login? Was he? We could get Luke shards not too long ago.
Yeah,
but
that was from the Flash events, wasn't it, for the Hero's Journey?
Yeah. He was never a login character, though, and what they've been doing with login characters is they rework them. Or they introduce them. So
not always. The reworks, he could get a rework, of course, but it's not always thing. It's kind of thing. If there's an event like there was at Christmas with the Scarif, he was the login character, wasn't he? At the Christmas period.
But he was totally new. That's the thing. It's either they introduce a new character as the login, at least this is based on history, or when an existing character and now it's a login, they do a rework. Right, so it's like Tarkin, right? Tarkin got the rework and he's a login character, right?
Yeah.
Finn and Kylo Ren.
Yeah, let's see.
Chewbacca got rework,
Yeah, it could be, or it could just be to kind of hint that Luke's journey's about to begin, and they're giving out shards so people compete. Maybe, I don't know, but they had a little bit at the bottom saying, was it familiar faces will join the hero's journey?
Yep.
Farm every rebel, guys. Leave none untouched. Who knows what that is? It could be like anything, familiar faces to anything. It could be Jar Jar Binks. But it's probably going to be something to do with Luke's actual journey, that you only have to see episode 4 to kind of figure out who it probably is going to be. The last event, Luke's journey, lasted up to the Tusken, so even though it was kind of like changed a little bit he didn't actually fight with the Jawas, he just got the droids off them and stuff, but I think it gives some clues of if they're keeping it lore related, on Luke's journey, then we know the big icons in that were the influence of why Luke left Tatooine, why Luke did this, why Luke did that. So I think that gives it, but there's still a lot of characters in A New Hope that we already have in this game. So it could be any of them. Myself, I've got them all, so I don't have to kind of like swear out on them and thinking which one should I do next. But yeah, I think, one of the biggest influences to Luke was Old Ben in A New Hope. Without Han, he wouldn't be here today. He'd have been shut down by Vader. Without R2, with the plans, he never would have probably ever left Tatooine. He would have grown as old Luke, moisture farming with Uncle Owen, I guess that's a new twist to how things could have turned out. So I think that their influences, there's been a lot of controversy. Would CG put R2-D2 as a requirement in this event? And I'd say, why not? You know, it keeps the grind going, doesn't it? They don't want. I guess they don't want everybody to just have 7-star Luke straight away. So I think, you know, yeah, it's quite possibly. And if you probably look at it on a point of view, they put the Phoenix in. So I guess anything's could be expected, you know, with this, that you could need R2-D2 because he was a huge influence to his journey. Without him, there would be no Luke's journey. What do you guys think? Loki?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, he was with the Jawas in this last Flash event. In the movie, he meets the Jawas to buy R2-D2 and C-3PO, right? So the only one we're missing is C-3PO. So maybe do we need Luke and R2-D2 to activate C-3PO? I don't know. It kind of follows it, and then after that, you meet Old Ben after having both of them, right? And then it kind of goes on, as you mentioned, and you start meeting all the familiar faces, right? So, I mean, maybe we'll get a Chewie rework, hopefully.
I guess,
I could totally see him being reworked and getting all the factions like R2-D2, because that guy's been in all the movies too. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I don't think personally, from watching the movies and reading canon, that C-3PO was a huge influence on Luke to his journey. I think he played his big part was getting R2-D2 from the Jawas, you know, into Luke's kind of like cabin. You know, he played that part. But other than that, in the movies, him and Chewbacca, without them there, the events probably would have still played out very similar or the same. You know, if we take someone like Leia at the equation, R2-D2 at the equation, or even Han Solo, then that completely changes the continuity of what would have happened in the movies, where C-3PO plays a part of getting R2-D2, but he doesn't play influence directly to Luke that makes him make any decisions to be a hero or anything like that. He's just there as the annoyance comedy, you know, as the droid, you know, that's there. You know, as the comedy kind of like sidekick of the kind of like the Lauren and Hardy. You know, that's what R2-D2 and C-3PO, they're kind of like the Lauren and Hardy of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, what? Yeah. But yeah, he definitely played a huge part getting R2-D2 away from the Jawas. But at the same time, we all know R2-D2 is very resourceful. He probably would have escaped anyway and somehow maybe crossed paths with Old Ben, or probably got eaten by a crate dragon. Who knows, you know? But there's definitely lots of theories on it. But who knows? It could be that it leads up, and it could be like a few events. It may not just be one event, this kind of Luke's journey. It could just literally be like, there's going to be a part where you have to use Ben, then you have to use Luke with Leia, then you have to use the three amigos, and that's Leia, Han, and, you know, Luke. And then you've got to use the Red Squadron, taking the Red 5 and Red, you know, everything else to take down the Death Star. Who knows, man? There's lots of possibilities, but there's also lots of characters. So probably just farm every original trilogy Jedi and everything like that, just to be sure. Just to be sure.
Yeah. So I mean, based on all that, Smithie, it's you know, are we safe to say we're good for another 5 years with this game, right? Because there's just so much they can do.
Oh yeah, definitely. But they could also just make Ewoks the requirement, or Nightsisters, to get Luke. But I highly doubt it.
To be honest, it's one thing they're short of. We was all loving ships and raging about ships. They've not done any kind of a story mode or anything different with ships yet. Why not have a... True. I don't think there's enough ships for a raid, but why not have a ship event? It's clear to everybody there that everybody's kind of caught up and everybody's got at least 10 decent ships.
That the Chimera is already in the game, right? Or at least they mentioned it in the inbox message, right, with Thrawn. So you're definitely going to need some kind of Phoenix ships to probably get that thing.
Yeah, I'm farming mine. There's been talk about a GG capital, Grievous capital ship for a good while, isn't there? Or even a Newt, wasn't there?
Isn't it the Malevolence, isn't it?
Yep.
But nevertheless, is these things that I'm sure there's purpose to leak stuff and let stuff out just to keep you on the hook. But we'll see. again, so much potential. So much potential.
Definitely.
Yep.
So let's go on to the next question. And this one's a good one because this is one of the things I've always, talked about. So this is from George Shelter. How about give Mace a rework? We have the other capital ship leaders are buffed to hell, and we're talking Tarkin, except for Akbar. He did have a rework, but I don't know. I don't think I would ever really use him without his capital ship. Then you have a weak ass Mace. LOL. Right? So, yeah. This has always been a thing. I've always said, make Mace true to who he was. Because
is he talking ships or arena though?
It's arena because Mace, as a character, in my opinion, should have powerful V-pad. Like he was known for V-pad. V-pad, isn't it? It's like pretty much against dark side. He feeds off them, goes all Hulk on them and stuff. We've seen that in episode 3. When he's feeding off Sidious's power to kind of match Sidious and becoming stronger. Each time. I would love to see it, to be honest. I would love to see, or even just a brand new Mace, when he's just like powerful as anything. We all know how powerful Mace was, and I think that's something that they do need to rework him and give him that kind of like stature. Like if Kylo Ren can have it, why can't Mace Windu have it? What do you reckon, Turbs?
Well, Mace has already had a rework, hasn't he? But it was
a weak rework.
It was better, but it was a weak rework. Yeah, I think it's the biggest mistake they did is they set off by giving him the tank status, didn't they? And I think CG, in all their stubbornness, even when they did rework him, and they had the chance to change him, they still thought, we said he's a tank, we're not going to change him from being a tank. But no, I agree with you. I've played other Star Wars games, and he was the Don. He was the biggest attack power, the biggest defense. He was
He
just
was
like the film's
yeah.
supposed to be.
He was it on Force Collection,
White
wasn't
Hoth.
it?
He was, yeah. In both his character traits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. He is a bad character. He's a bad character.
I think Warrior just snuck in.
Yeah, he did. Or he's about to join. Oh, I sent him an invite.
Oh, okay.
What do you reckon? Oh, he's here. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. How you doing?
What are you doing, Warrior? You should be working.
Oh, no, I'm off today. Thank goodness. I'm off today and tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday. But I've been just super busy. I was on the Colorado River today, rafting. So I just getting back, trying to get cleaned up. I got company coming over in a little bit, so I figured I'd pop in for a few.
Are you going to stream on your birthday?
Will I stream on my birthday? I don't think so.
Ugh. I was thinking of streaming on my birthday. Yeah.
I have your birthday suit.
But
is this code or something? Streaming on your birthday? I'm missing something.
I don't know. I thought it was just fashion. But anyway, just for you, Warrior. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday to Will. Happy birthday to you. There you go, Warrior. My present for you. So let's go on to the next question before Turb starts singing out and breaking out, the beats. Or it's Ahsoka. So, so this is from the Damn Doc. The question, at the current state of the game, taking into account arena raids and potentially ships, who is more the valuable toon, Zeta R2-D2 or Zeta Thrawn? That's a very solid question. As you just joined, Warrior, fire away.
I'd have to say that Thrawn has the edge, and the reason for that is he officially eliminates turret and bays. If he's on your team, you can very easily dispatch a turret and bays. R2-D2 by himself in a team, you could take a triple cleanse and either put R2-D2 in it or put a triple cleanse and put Thrawn in it. And with Thrawn, you can overcome another triple cleanse. With R2-D2, it's difficult because the stun doesn't last long and it doesn't do enough damage, and there's just they cleanse off the burn. So I would say Thrawn, just because of the state of the current game, where there's 60% of all teams are a variant of a triple cleanse. So with that, I would say I would do a Thrawn unique.
Definitely, I think the same. What about you, Tubbs? R2-D2 or Thrawn?
I love R2-D2. He's so versatile, but I think, like Warrior's saying, just for that fracture, it's just straight off the bat, you can just take a character at the game, and it's just too good of a skill. It's close. It is close. But again, though, compare it R2 to be really, 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 really good in his 2 Zetas, whereas all he needs to do is one. Saying that, you don't even need to Zeta him, really, do you?
Yeah, and that's it.
And he still does his fracture.
Yeah, it's just the extra crit chances and tenacity. And if you're running an Empire team, and raids, it's going to be more beneficial.
And that's why it lasts so much longer. They're both really good. I suggest you, not necessarily Thrawn's lead, but if you get round to it, that's 3 very good Zetas, and they're going to last a long time. But like Warrior says, I think just by that one skill alone,
oh yeah, definitely,
Thrawn just about takes it.
Yeah, what about you, Loki?
I agree with what's said. Thrawn's he's at that Darth Nihilus level for Arena already, so it's almost, you need him. If you got him, use him, and I would totally Zeta is unique over any other Zeta right now, honestly. He's that good.
Definitely. I Zeta'd mine, I think, on day 1. I use Thrawn in the Arena. I use R2 as well. But I think that the one that makes the most impact in the team is definitely Thrawn. That fracture where you can just eliminate. It's it's very, very similar to what Nihilus offers. They're kind of like very 2 similar characters but different, where Nihilus increases the kind of like cooldowns he annihilates, where Thrawn is applying the kind of like stuns ability blocks, and he can also kind of do that fracture. He can also cleanse, Yeah, I think it's Thrawn over R2-D2, because R2-D2, again, he's going to be great. He's great for light side teams, but he's not really going to be that great when you Zeta him in the kind of like dark side teams, where Thrawn is going to benefit you all round. It's a character Zeta and not a team Zeta. So it's just going to benefit Thrawn. So that's probably the best investment there. It's kind of like a Kylo Ren, and comparing to R2-D2, Kylo Ren's Zeta is just for himself, where R2-D2 Zetas are pretty much squad-based with the squads that you build. And Thrawn you can carry over into any team. You can do that with R2-D2, but his Zetas are not always going to benefit the team, But we'll move on to the next question, because there's some great answers there, definitely, but I would always say Thrawn. I think Thrawn is the big changer in the arena that's going to win a lot of teams, the offense, That brings us on to the next question from HBK, Heartbreak Kid 146. Dun, 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 dun. If anyone knows who HBK is, I got 2 words for you. Degeneration X. So, what is a good team for the late game arena? I'm going to go with this one with Loki. I know everybody in here has got a mixture of different teams, but we're going to build a team, and then Warrior or Turbs is going to build a team, and we'll just go around the panel.
So late game arena.
Yeah, so we're talking probably like your arena. I'd say that's late game. I would say that is your arena.
Yeah.
What Warriors is. What Turbs
just
is.
Like 2015 shards or early 2016 shards.
Yeah,
like
mature shards where we're seeing the same kind of like patterns across.
So right now, if I could build one team, probably just be I would still do the Rex lead. Darth Nihilus. It's gonna be Grand Admiral Thrawn. And then so those are like my big 2 is Darth Nihilus and Grand Admiral Thrawn. So then you just build around them. Then you can do General Kenobi and First Order Stormtrooper. Would be it's kind of like a modification of the kind of that meta video that you put out, Smithie, with the instead of R2-D2 put First Order Stormtrooper in. But I think that core 3 of like General Kenobi, Thrawn, and Nihilus is just super strong. It's beatable, but you know, it's what you expect to see now in the late arena shards, and then you just build around that. You can put, I mean, you can slide General Kenobi lead, you know, and then do like Zeta Barris and Darth Nihilus and Thrawn. But I think the core 3 is going to be General Kenobi, Darth Nihilus, and Thrawn, and then you just build around them. So I'm going to say that.
Nice. What about you, Tabs?
Well, you kind of know what tune mine's going to involve, but...
Does a name begin with A and end with A?
Maybe. No, I've got to admit, I did love the Nihilus. I didn't love the Rex, but I've got to give him kudos for his durability and just all-roundness. But saying that, the team that I've got built, other than the fact that you need to have a 7-star GK from the AAT raids, Wigs is early farming, free to play. Saying that, you need R2 from the legendary, and then obviously now Fulcrum's readily available. I know you might need to spend a few crystals and stuff, but you can do it as a slow farm. And to be honest, it's actually a quicker farm than doing the hard nose, isn't it? Now, if you're finishing high in the arena every day, you can get shards readily available from the stores. But no, I really do love the wedge lead. I know I've been trying out Lumi and stuff like that, but wedge lead with Wigs, so big support, and R2D2, GK, and Ahsoka. I've got them. I've tweaked the mods again. I've got it perfect. She really is a light side Darth Nihilus.
Nice.
Very good. I do love it.
And she's going, and it's been confirmed she's going in the shard shop as well. So even though they've emptied the shard shop, Cosy Spoon did say on the forums that she will be going into the shard shop at a further update. So she will potentially, and I'd probably say personally, they're probably going to put a character like that. I could be wrong, you know, probably in a hard node. They gave us 2 characters before that, and all the Phoenix, you know, that are, you know, pretty much farmable. So I'd probably say she's going to be one of them in the hard node. And my suggestion would be, if you're building any sort of rebel team, you want to get on that, you know, because any character that goes into a hard node, and if you're not purchasing the shards, that's over a year of farming. If there's, you know, if you're getting them from a hard node, especially when it's a single. So I would jump on that, get as many shards as you can for that character. Then it's a slow progression to then you could use, when you're in a good position in the arena, your arena kind of payout to get some shards here and there for her from the actual main shipments. That's going to speed it up. But yeah, with characters like that, you don't want to be missing. She's a rebel attacking character. You know, we've got rebels coming out. That is definitely something that's going to have a bigger picture in the future. There has to be with a character like that she's going to have that perfect ideal squad that's just going to make her fit in, because at the minute the problem I found with Ahsoka is the leader ability. You know, you can build a team around her, but it's that leader ability, and I'm hoping Commander Luke's going to fix that for Rebels, you know, and give something that's more up to date, because we all know with Wedge, it's a leader ability that's been gone around for a very long time. You know, it hasn't had any tweaks, it's had no reworks, so the state of the game has definitely changed from that. So maybe Luke's going to bring in something that's going to give offense, turn meter, or, you know, X amount. It's probably going to give maybe 3 or 4 different things. Maybe we'll see another wall of text of all the stuff he does, and you're going to be like, oh my god, he's beautiful, you know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know I talk about Fulcrum a lot of the time. She's not game changing, but she's great fun. She's so versatile because, again, she's a rebel. She can go in a load of squads. She's a standalone Chirrut, basically. Chirrut was like the big DPS, wasn't it? But you have to you have to use him with bays, don't you?
Yeah.
She is like the standalone Chirrut. She does more damage. She's faster. She's done the basic, and like you said again, she's going to be around for a long time. Not necessarily on A team or your main arena team, but you'll be able to throw in raids, whatever. She's not saying make her your first priority, but she's definitely worth the farm. Definitely.
What about you, Warrior?
I think a super fun team. I mean, you guys are all mentioning the teams I would talk about, like a Wedge lead Rebel team is it'll cut through a team in like 30, 40 seconds, so that's fun. Darth Vader lead with Sith Assassin, Darth Nihilus, and like a General Kenobi kind of type team, where you can put the dots up and just screw the other team right off the bat. That's always fun. I was running that this week. Of course, a triple cleanse with a Thrawn combo, or the Titan team from Team Instinct. You made a video off of it. I know that they got all fancy with you, but basically they're a Titan team that has a Rex lead with 4 overpowered characters behind Rex, which is General Kenobi, Darth Nihilus, Thrawn, and R2-D2. And it just comes down to like how you mod and turn order and stuff. But the team I actually think would be more fun, just because I hate Rex as a leader, because that's what everybody's been doing, and you get to that point where everyone's doing the same thing, and you just get so like, I just want to do something different. That is a General Kenobi lead. I just love General Kenobi lead, period. And then you support General Kenobi with Thrawn on one side and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum on the other. The two do good damage, and they both do protection up. So between the two of them, they're regenerating the team's protection ridiculous. And then you have R2-D2 and Darth Nihilus in the back. So you got Darth Nihilus for the cooldown increases, the insta-kill, the debuff capabilities, so if they have auto taunters and stuff, and then R2-D2 for the stun and the false taunt. That team right there is really, really fun. The only weakness of it on defense is that Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum on defense doesn't know when to pull buffs and not, and so a lot of times she'll pull like 2 buffs and sit there instead of like on your turn you'll pull like 6 and she'll one-hit wonder somebody. And with R2-D2 behind her, she gets buffed up and she's constantly cleansing herself, and she puts protection up on her basic, and she's easy to get fast. And so, I think Thrawn and Ahsoka Tano sitting side by side is wicked, because it just adds so much protection to the team. It just really irritates the opponent to constantly try to whittle away that protection when it keeps coming back.
Nice. That's definitely something I'll be checking out when I get my Ahsoka from the shard shop. And we've also got Grande in here. Grande.
By the way, I was just going to say, Smithie, don't forget Grande.
Oh, no. I've seen him sneak in.
Invited Grande Patron in here. Oh, I know
God. What's happened?
I know. We were talking about Nightsisters, and there he is.
All the property values are down now. No, the team I like, I've been fighting it a bunch. Darth Vader lead with Death Trooper, Nihilus, General Kenobi, and Thrawn. That's a cooldown. That's basically an increased cooldown teams. So basically, whenever you fight that team, all you're doing is basics all the time, and it's really a sweet team. Now, you got to mod it fast, but it works out. It works out really well.
Definitely nice. And pretty much, I mix up teams. I've seen some good Tarkin leads as well, but it then comes back to Thrawn. We've got the team that I'm currently running with the Rex, but that is, in my opinion, my kind of like staple team. But it's actually the second most used team, the one that I'm currently running in the game as as the group, as part of the meta report. I think it's a great team. I've been running it for a long time, changing it. I pretty much try and change my teams on a regular basis, or I just get bored, in the arena. But I'm waiting for Commander Luke, and I'm working on some side rebels, making sure I've got enough gear stocked, because I want to take that bad boy straight, even if he's bad, even if it's like, I've got to do it, because it's Luke Skywalker. He has to go fully Zeta, he has to be everything, and then it'll just be like, credits roll, with maybe some goofy video at the beginning or something, but that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the Ahsoka as well, just to kind of like...
Do you think he's going to be the first character to require 3 Zetas?
I best save more.
Double unique and a leader.
Oh, that's true. That could happen.
He might have a Zeta basic. Basic first one.
Or he's the first character you require 40 Zetas, right, and 20 Omegas. So,
look
forward to that too.
Don't crush my dreams now, boys. Don't crush them.
Because you know everybody's stockpiling Zetas now, right? I mean,
yeah, but I haven't got like 60 Zetas. I've got 30 at the minute, so I'm hoping 2 Zeta abilities.
I have 60. I'm sitting on 60 right now.
Yeah, but do you have all the gear to take Luke? Do you know, like, have you got all those Carbantis sitting around, all those stun cups?
Yeah, you know it's going to be Carbantis and stun cups.
Oh, no. Yeah, that stun guns. I've been saving.
I scratch myself on my neck all the time. I can't keep 20 Zetas in stock. The moment I have 20 Zetas, I just have to Zeta somebody. It's terrible. It's a terrible addiction. I need help.
So I want
to
know if we were separated at birth. I want to know if Warrior and I were separated at birth since we have the same birthday.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Your birthday's July 28th. Yours is tomorrow?
July 28th.
Oh, Grande. You've either done this on purpose or we've got to sit through Smithie singing to you again.
Happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday to Grande Patron. Happy birthday for tomorrow. There we go. That one's a little bit out of tune. I didn't really practice that one. It's just like, just come off the chest.
No, man. And it was Smithie's birthday just a little bit ago, wasn't it?
No, mine's it's the 27th of August, so I accept PayPal, I accept checks. Counterfeit goods, just send them on.
Nice.
But yeah, it's the 27th of August, guys. I might stream. I might not. I might do. Just go hidden for a few days. I'll probably be too drunk, to be honest.
I'll say that mine's the 8th, and that's a Wednesday, so I might make sure I'm on the RSG stream that day, Grande, if that's alright.
Happy birthday for the 8th of August.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What's your birthday, Loki? You might as well complete the set.
Yeah. he doesn't want to tell you.
You mean he doesn't want to tell you?
Yeah. I got an NDA, so I can't say nothing.
Oh, man.
Birthday's May the 4th.
So we got a good question.
August was it?
So the next question we've got from Sesto. How should I mod Biggs and Wedge? I'm just going to throw this out to one person because it's just there's not many different ways that you can kind of throw this, and I'll give this to Warrior.
Alrighty, pretty simply, you want critical chance mod set, a critical damage mod set, you want a critical damage triangle, you probably are going to want to put an offense plus on them and an arrow, speed arrow, and then as much speed secondaries as possible. Not that you have to have them fast, because they give speed to themselves, but obviously the faster they go, the more damage they get to apply, because the more turns they take. So obviously, speed secondaries isn't going to hurt at all. So with the critical chance, you're going to want to get the critical chance up over 40, hopefully around 45 to 50%, and your critical damage to 216%. With that, your guys should be hitting, if you can get a crit chance up or offense up, for 30 to 40k, and they'll just crush it.
Yeah, spot on, man. And resistance, going to give this one to Loki. Would you run a full resistance team in the arena or drop Rey for R2-D2?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Gotta be pilot, isn't it? You're gonna drop. You can't take Rey out of there. No one takes Rey out of the corner.
This is for arena, huh? I don't know. I might say to drop Trooper. Simply because of the what you mentioned, Smithie, about the defense. I've been playing around with a little hybrid resistance team myself, but I run Zeta Finn with Poe and R2, and then I run Nihilus and Thrawn. So that kind of gives you an idea of what I play with. It holds in my arena shard. My arena shards hold, but you might want to experiment maybe dropping Trooper. For the defense. That's all.
For the defense, of course.
But he won't use his basic all the time, and the challenge with him not using his basic means that you're not getting that extra exposed because he exposes on his basic rather than exposing on his special.
I think you kind of need Poe and R2-D2. I mean, because Poe's going to do AoE expose, right? Yeah. And then R2-D2 will hopefully do the AoE attack, and then he resets everybody on the team. So that's kind of the loop that you want to do. And Resistance Trooper is not going to help with that loop. He's just, you know, I don't know. He's just not as useful. So
yeah, but for the offense, I personally would take out Pilot. I'd keep Rey in there just because she can like just take people out, just like
right.
She's the original Ahsoka, you know.
Yeah. No, she's definitely viable as well. But yeah, I would do Zeta, Finn, Poe, and then Pilot, R2-D2, and Rey. You know, let's do that.
And Warrior, you've got haven't you got Rey Zeta with a daze?
I don't have Rey Zeta, although I was planning on it. It just I have so many people I have planned. I've got a crack habit, dude. I'm sorry. I got a Zeta habit. I got to get the Zetas. But no, if I actually have, I always recommend that people do Resistance, especially for like Phase 2 of the raid. And if they want to get over 4 million, I actually have them not use R2-D2, and I know that that's countercultural, but whenever they take R2-D2 out, they can get over 4 million. When they add R2-D2 in, it seems they can't, and that might be just the way they're modding them. I don't personally run Resistance in Phase 2. I just know about it, so you know, I the guys, when they tell them to put in R2-D2, you know, to create kind of perpetual loop, it doesn't seem to work, so they take him out and they get more consistency with the other 5. And more damage.
Yeah, I got with R2-D2. What I found when I run my Resistance team, I have my Resistance team all fully modded with potency. I've got like tons of potency and speed on them, and I find sometimes that in Phase 2, I could probably go on to do like 6 million maybe. On a very, very good day, but these good days are very, very rare because you could start off great and everything could go right, and then that is it. It's just kind of like the AAT just resists everything you throw at them and just then kills your Poe or something, you know, and it just literally just like, oh no. And then you're just stuck, like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I retreat? Do I restart? Then it pops up at the bottom of the screen. Phase 2 is over. And you're just like, no! And then you come out with like 2 million, 3 million. But I found when I put R2-D2 in now with him double Zeta'd, that it kind of guarantees me like a 5.5 million because of the extra stuff he puts in there and the constant spam of things. And I've normally took Rey out, you believe it or not. Took Rey out of the AAT kind of thing squad and just used all the exposed characters and R2-D2, and I normally get about in Phase 2 about 5.5 million. But if I want to risk it and I feel cheeky, then I'll take R2-D2 out and put Rey in, and it'll probably go horribly wrong for me, and I'll score less.
I've heard the same, to be honest. R2-D2 isn't really known for being a mega raid character, really, is it?
It's just those stats boosts, isn't it? And I think sometimes with the extra potency, even though they resist it, I don't know how, sometimes it takes over 100%, but it resists it a lot. Yeah, that's mainly what I use them for, and the crit chance as well, because depends how you mod it, you know, if you put in potency, you got to have some really good mods to have some crit chance on it and stuff. With R2-D2 in there, you get an extra crit chance as well, so you're going to get, from those standalone characters, you're increasing their damage because you're getting more crits from like Finn, and from if you was running Rey instead of Resistance. Pilot can hit quite hard as well, and so can Trooper once they start critting and stuff. So that's mainly why he's there, and then obviously because of number crunch, everything like that, that they're gaining all these extra offense, they're gaining all that stuff kind of thing from him, so, and potency, and more importantly. So that's really my main reason why I put R2-D2 in there, because it just helps with that extra bit of potency, crit chance, to kind of score some good damage. But yeah, I've never hit 9 million with them, like, never. I've seen people do it, but I can't even come close to that because I'll just have bad RNG or something and it just goes all wrong. And you're just like, no. But there's a question for you though, Turbos. This is from Shadow Veil. Is Fulcrum Ahsoka worth the crystal investment?
I think I've already said this, yes. Who else? Depends who you've not got, but if you've got your chairs, if you've got your usual squad, and yeah, especially raid teams and all that set up, all the other farms, then I'd say so, definitely.
Where are you putting
again,
her in the raid? I'm asking, Turbs. Where do you use Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano in the raid?
To be honest, I use her in phase 2.
Okay.
I don't have a fully operating resistance team, so I use my clones. I use my Zodi in phase 4, and I do a rebels team in phase 2, and it runs very well. I get about 4-5 million.
Nice.
Okay.
5 million is definitely top end, but I get a consistent 3.5-4 million. It's quite easy. It's just a DPS team, isn't it? If you have a Wigs lead with Chase and Fulcrum, it does the trick, and it's nice and fast as well. As you can see, I don't like sitting there for hours with Ewoks and stuff like that.
So you're not a fan of the Thrawn solo or anything like that? Does that still happen in phase 3, or did they put an end to it, or did they make it more difficult? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna get it. You could do it on manual, but you would not be finished in a Zerg type raid. So it would take you like 3 hours to do it. On manual.
It's pretty much longer than
yeah, because a couple of the characters were resetting his ability accidentally, and they fixed that, so now it's not happening. Like Stormtrooper was resetting his ability.
I still think that Chirpin Thrawn team is still the most it's the most consistent for me. I can get almost 2 million with a Chirpin Thrawn team. So and once you get it set up, it's just fun to watch on auto basic.
That's a very good point, actually. That's a very good point. I've just got my Chirper to 7 stars, so I'm going to give that a whirl tomorrow.
There you go.
But I've got a question for you,
That's
Grande.
me all day long.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Grande, and this is from DJ Benvera. I have Zeta and a Zeta R2-D2. Time for my next Zeta. Should he do Zeta R2-D2? So I believe he's only got the one. I'm not really sure which one he's got. Nihilus, Finn, Kylo, or Qui-Gon Jinn.
So Nihilus is great, except that it makes sure if he's doing it in arena, it makes it makes Chirrut, and it also makes Wreck proc their tenacity up, which you may or may not want. And it really just gives that extra debuff. I think it's health down too. It's not even like super awesome. I'd probably say Nihilus. I'm sorry, not Nihilus. I'd probably say Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's the one I would do. I would Grand Admiral Thrawn's unique.
He's not on the list.
He's not on the list.
No, it's
the list is
R2-D2, Nihilus, Finn, Kylo, or Qui-Gon Jinn.
So then it's R2, and it's R2's number crunch. Definitely has to be.
I thought you were gonna say Alibaba, man.
No, no, not today.
No, I probably would out of that list. You know, it's definitely a good list because you've got lots of different ways that you can take your teams with what he's got. You've got a full resistance team and you're not scoring it in the AAT. I would do that because, you know, it's gear at the end of the day. The higher you can get, you're still going to get the same General Kenobi shards, of course, but I think sometimes higher up the board, if you can get the top 3, you know, I think resistance is going to give you that push in a guild to get top 3. If you're not doing heroic, then that's definitely going to be a big contribution for any guild. Doing heroic is someone that's got a resistance team. It's still going to take work because you're going to need to build a team, but that would be the same with a Qui-Gon Jinn. You know, if you're building that for the arena, you're going to need to have your Jedi kind of up there. Kylo, not as well used as what he was, especially when they've changed the kind of mechanic in the AAT. So I've got Kylo, don't regret having him, but I don't use him. I think there's going to be a point in the arena where some will stop using him, and maybe he will come out of that kind of like dark cupboard, you know, when the new movie comes out, and you're probably going to use him more. But I guess it depends what you're building. If you're doing a first order, then Kylo is 100% definite. If you're wanting to run Kylo in the arena, then he's 100% definite. But the game's changed a lot since Kylo had his Zeta. You know, now there's obviously Thrawn that can just shut him down, and there's R2-D2 that's going to be a pain for him. So he's not as unstoppable as what he once was, but he's definitely great for the arena. It's just there's just more viability now. There's factions like a Tarkin lead, you know. There's different teams out there now that just benefit probably like Thrawn over Kylo. What do you think, Warrior?
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why I like the game right now. I know we're in the stalest moment of our game because the new content has been, it's been 8 months since we've really got any kind of relatively new content other than some superficial events. So yeah, it's super, super kind of stale, but at the same time, we're at the most diverse meta. If you kind of get a broader scope of the meta and go into the meta report and change, instead of like top 1 team or even top 10, go to top 100, because top 100 really still catches all those dolphins and those whales, and all the free to play who are dedicated to making sure that they are hyper focused on their specific teams. And you look at the meta, it's like when you go down to like characters used in a team, it's like a perfect pie. There's like 12 characters that perfectly share that pie of top 12 spots. It's crazy, and so we've got the most diversity ever. I mean, I have on my shard, I've got a Finley on one team. I've got a first order team. I've got 10 Rex, but they're all different because some have Thrawn, some don't. Some have R2, some don't. I've got some General Kenobi led teams, and I've got a couple Darth Vader led teams. I still have 3 Darth Maul teams. They've made a resurgence because of Thrawn. They do pretty well against Thrawn, and so it's like you look at all this diversity, and I mean, I have in the last week built probably at least 10 different teams that I've played that I was able to climb with easily. And it's just we're in the most diverse time of the entire game. And so when people see everybody using Rex, it's because they know it works and they're just being lazy and they're not trying to be creative. They're just like, well, that works, I'm going to use that. And that's fine if they don't have a ton of options. But I change up my team sometimes 2 or 3 times in one day just to have fun. So I think that specifically Kylo, he'll have a resurgence. I think we're going to get 3 First Order and 3 Resistance in December. I think we'll get 6 in December.
Oh yeah, we got to get General Hooks as well, don't we? Still haven't got him. Maybe Snoke. This is a question from Gregory Pierce, but we're gonna need more information on this, buddy. Who should be my first Zeta? I could probably give you a load, but I don't know what characters you've got. It's all dependent, depends how you're doing in the Rancor. I think Vader, even though he works in the arena now, especially with these Rex teams and other teams with Sith Assassin. Worry, you posted a video a while ago with Sith Assassin and Vader. Do you remember you had the thumbnail of Vader riding a T-Rex?
Yep. Oh yeah. And I said back then that if you are tired of a Rex lead and you want to do something different, Darth Vader with a Sith Assassin, and you can mix up any other 3 characters you want. Right now, obviously, if you can have a General Kenobi, Thrawn, and Darth Nihilus, that would complete that team, but to make them really overpowered. But I mean, I can walk over a triple cleanse in less than 60 seconds without even targeting. Just take targeting right off, hit auto battle, and it's a guaranteed win with almost no protection loss on any other triple cleanse in the top 10. So Darth Vader is one of those characters. I mean, he's making a resurgence because of that. Is it beatable on defense? Of course, everything's freaking beatable on defense now, but it's a fun team to play on offense, just like a Wedge lead is. With Rebels and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, but on defense, it's going to fall, a few spots just like every other team. But yeah, Darth Vader riding Rex, I love that freaking picture.
And I enjoyed that video as well that you did. But I think with the Rancor, I think it's more than ever now. It's important to be getting the better gear pieces from the Rancor because if we look at it and we look at it logically, with the AAT, it's normally the end of gear 10, gear 11 currently that we need gear for, but doesn't it start some characters like gear 7 all the way to gear 11? You need some stun costs, panties, stuff like that, and that's one great resource to get. That's a good place to get it from the Rancor. And I think if you can solo it with Vader, which is quite possible, get your Tarkin up, put that offense down, that crit down, you're gonna surf it. Get Jen on there. I would probably say Vader's still going to be the number 1. I didn't do Vader the first time round, and I've probably missed out on thousands of pieces of gear of not getting number 1, number 2, number 3. But now I've done it, I'm holding on to the position in my guild. We do themed runs, and I actually look at it tactically. How can I outbeat this? How can I do this? I swap mods around, test it out, and just so I can make sure that when we do solo, I've got one of the highest scores, so I can try and make top 3, because everyone's got pretty much Zeta in our team, and I think it's the same as all your other guilds. Do you just do the same? Have some themed hits out there? Try and like differentiate, kind of change up who's getting the top 3. I know, Grande, you were quite a big guy of themed hits.
We do. So every Rancor we have, we do a different kind of a different group. We'll do we'll do tanks, for example. Tanks is on the Rancor that's open right now for us. We've also done bounty hunters. We've even done First Order. Whenever we did First Order, all the Zeta we let people do Zeta Kylos on First Order. And let me tell you, Zeta Kylos almost clear P1 of a Rancor just by letting them go in there, and you'll see some amazing hits. We've done Tusken before, and you'd be amazed. Some guys can do over like 30K with just Tusken Shaman. There are some really cool, kind of like unusual, fun things, and everybody, they're in there in the chat calling BS on it and saying we need a screenshot. And lo and behold, here comes a screenshot of a Tusken Shaman doing 30K by himself in the heroic AAT. And it definitely kind of switching it up. We used to try to hit a certain number, and finally we were like, we don't want anybody spending 24 hours trying to hit a certain number with a certain character or remodding. And we're like, just go all the way out. Just go as hard as you can. If we cleared P1, so what, right? And it's a lot of fun, and we all kind of poke fun at each other whenever that happens.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt. I gotta go. I've got company now, but I appreciate you guys having me on and letting me jump on, especially Smithie. Thanks again, bro.
Cheers, buddy. Have a good birthday tomorrow, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys. See you later.
See ya.
Cheers, Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior. Happy birthday, man.
Do you know that there's a good story to that as well, Grande? We did a themed hit. There was one time, I think it was 2 characters. I think they were like named characters that you can take in, and we ended up near enough clearing the raid with a themed hit. Literally, it was just over. I think it come to it and it had like 5% health when it come to the free for all. And I think that the management, oh no, we messed up bad. We messed up. They allowed. I can't remember what characters it was, but literally everybody just cleared it. Everybody used them, and they were scoring like over 1 million each and stuff. And it was like just 2. I think it was. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. It might have been either like a Savage or I think it was a duo. So people were using duo like Cassian and Jin, and that was it. And then others were using a Zeta Finn and Rey. And it was like a duo or a Vader and Palpatine and stuff like that. And yeah, it got cleared, and I don't think they've ever did that kind of themed again.
I think it's fun. We just let people run one character just to kind of change it up. And so if someone's we did like an Ugnut raid, and everybody, and some people are screaming because they don't have Ugnut, and other people are like, yes, finally get to use my Gear 11 Ugnut. And, poor Uggy, he doesn't do real good, even at Gear 11 in that raid. But it's fun to see, I like it.
Definitely. It puts a new meaning of why you could potentially Zeta some characters that you never would, just for a themed hit. Some of that sounds crazy. There's some people out there that would be like, you know what, I'm going to put a Zeta on Chewbacca so I can get the highest score.
Oh, I don't think
my Ugnaught is fully omegaed. I fully omegaed my Ugnaught for P3 when the AAT first came out.
Same.
Most of them have wasted, I think.
I don't think he was that bad, He did exceptionally well, better than people like Eve Koff,
Oh god.
Before when he went for P3, he was one of the better characters before when he had to do it. But yeah, everybody thought Droids, ZF Koffs is going to be great. No,
it didn't work out that well.
We're still waiting for a use for Cup.
Oh yeah, there's maybe there will be a Coruscant territory battles, and whenever we get.
That's the next one. You spoilt it. I thought you was under an NDA. You spoilt it. You ruined it.
Coruscant Police Academy.
Coruscant policing. Oh my god.
Would that make Ranger Mortimer Jones? All his impressions.
Oh my god.
So they're all gonna fight at the Blue Oyster Bar.
I think, you know, this territory battles, actually, let's just throw in territory battles and get, like, what do you guys think it's going to be? You know, this is definitely one of the hot topics that we don't know much about. You know, could it have the potential that's going to be super duper hard? I think this is going to be extreme. I think this is going to be one of them ones that are going to be even more difficult than the heroic AAT when it first came out. I think this is going to be like at least going to last us probably 6 months until we're surfing through it. Of course, maybe you're going to have the whale guilds that will probably do it, but I think for everybody else that hasn't got lots of whales in their guild, I think it's going to be very, very difficult. What do you guys think on that?
I don't know. I mean, I hope it's difficult. I mean, you know, I like to have a challenging puzzle to try to figure out. And I hope it's something that takes us thinking a lot, takes a lot of coordination, takes us kind of working together as a group. I mean, those are all the things we want in the guild, right? I hope it has really great rewards. I hope it, you know, I hope that, you know, we can come up with some good theory crafting on what to do and how to beat certain areas, and we get some great videos on it. You know, I hope that there are some people that, you know, kind of get a little frustrated, but not too frustrated, you know, and have to work on a certain area of their game. I mean, you know, that's kind of what you want out of a game, right? A grindy kind of game like this. And I hope that they've made it in such a way where they can do, for example, a Coruscant territory battles, and they can do a Naboo territory battles, and they can just
don't forget,
you know,
don't forget Endor. You got to get those Ewoks in.
I mean, why not? I mean, it sounds it would sound great to be able to do all of those, and I really you know, I really want to see all of that. So you know, we'll just have to see how it goes, but definitely I would like to see that, and I would like to see it be where we get that content, you know, a little bit more often, and where we get to see all that stuff. So who knows, man? Who knows? But that's what I
agree, man. I agree. Anybody else want to put in? You know, is there anything that maybe you're fearing, maybe anything that you're looking forward to that, you know, potentially like theory crafting wise? Turbo, is there anything?
I'm looking forward to the fun, to be honest. It's Loki said it a few times, and it's been a while since I've looked forward to. Obviously I love playing the game, and obviously the missus says, "Oh, you're always playing this and playing that," but it's been a while since I've actually wanted to sit there and no, I've got to do this on P2 since obviously the AAT and stuff like that. We're missing that challenge, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So like Grande and Loki says, we want this new challenge. Just bring it on, and let's bring it on. Hopefully it's good. Whether it's going to be, like you say, a few different bosses, whether you have to have a different niche or a different character to overcome it, or whether you need to daze, whatever. I can't remember who said it. How you said with the ATST. It might have been Loki actually. You have to. So you figure out to daze the left leg and stagger the right leg.
It was Loki. It was yesterday.
I like that. I mean, I think that's cool, right? I mean, you figure out how to make it work. Hopefully, it has some different mechanics and it's a different puzzle. You know, and it makes some people stretch a little bit. We all need to stretch a little bit.
What about
we
you,
do?
No, I mean, I'm welcoming it. I want something hard. I remember again going back to when the Rancor dropped. Right, we had. I remember. I mean, we couldn't even do tier 7 of the Rancor. We couldn't do heroic Rancor. Right when it first came out, we had to do tier 6. And I remember using Ewoks in phase 1 of tier 6. Right, they were awesome. Right, you could juggle turn meter and all this crap. And that was just phase 1. Right, so. It's been a while. It's been a while when a whole guild hits a wall, right? And it's healthy for the game. I mean, right now, you know, everybody's so boring. You know, everybody's bored. You know, and the game is boring, is what I mean.
Yeah, like, I'm collecting gear. How boring is that? Yeah. I'm not even leveling up characters. I've got 300 Cabantes. I've got like 600 Stunkoffs. I've got 150 stun guns. I've got like 140 of those hollow arrays, is it? The Mark IIIs or whatever they're called. But yeah, it is boring. I'm just hoping that Luke doesn't need all that and I can spend it elsewhere, or I'll probably just cry a little bit inside. Part of me will be lost. Yeah.
No, you know, I want to look forward to. I want something hard. I want a reason why we need Gear 12 because. No, I mean I want a reason to need Gear 12. There's no reason yet to need Gear 12. You know, if they throw Gear 12 or level 90 or Star 8, if they're gonna redo it, I don't know. But it's like they got to give us a reason to go to Gear 12, and there's no reason to do it. Yeah. I mean, everybody said it probably on this stream, and everybody in Discord that I'm in, they're all voicing frustration. Even the pay-to-plays. It's like there's no advantage to be pay-to-play right now. There really isn't. Because free-to-play has access to almost everything but, like, Gar Saxon's ship. Yeah. Like, I mean, Kylo Ren's ship, you know, and Millennium Falcon. That's it. But, I mean, you can get a Rex team. You can get Baze and Trude at 3-star and climb your arena rank. Like, there has to be a reason for Gear 12. I mean, you know, and it has to be a really hard mode.
Oh, yeah, that's
like, you know, and again, I hate to say this, but, I mean, it's got to be on the borderline of, like, guild breaking again. Like, I mean, everybody's got to hit a brick wall and be like, okay, what are we going to do, right? Like, I want one of those moments. It's a challenge. I mean, that's what I want, you know, as a player.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, good, valid points on there, but I'm going to go with the next question, and who wants it? Who wants a free-to-play question?
I'll take it.
Nice. This is from Dalen Walling. Question is, I'm free to play and I'm debating whether to farm the Phoenix Squad for Thrawn and the Heroic AAT or Resistance for Speed Mods Galactic War and the Heroic AAT.
Man, so he's deciding whether or not he wants to go Phoenix for Thrawn or whether he wants to go Resistance.
Yeah.
We don't really know a whole lot about where his level is. I would probably say that it is much easier. We also don't know if he's talking about just farming gear or he's talking about farming 7-star. I would probably say that I had a much easier time farming Phoenix enough to get Thrawn, meaning get them to 7-star, then get them to gear 8, gear 9, and then kind of pause on them, and then I would say go back over to Resistance kind of long term. So and I also feel like that you can do some of these, if you're just looking at stars, you can do some of these kind of simultaneously. Yeah. What I mean by that is that you could get Ezra out of the fleet store, and you could get Kanan and Zeb out of the Galactic War and out of the arena, and then you could maybe farm Sabine, and you could still farm Resistance Trooper while out of the guild store while you're farming their hard node. So if we're just trying to get stars, you could theoretically do both of them. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that if he's trying to go Resistance and he wants to go Resistance with R2, potentially having Thrawn would make getting R2 super simple, right? I mean, that might make that event really easy. So depending on you know which one comes first and which one comes second in the order. So I would say that if he's just looking at stars, he could do them both at the same time. If he's talking about gear, I would say just get Resistance up to gear 8, gear 9. Just get Phoenix up to gear 8 or gear 9 and then stop, and then take Resistance all the way up to gear 11.
Nice. And the actual next question as well, I'll take this one because I think there is only one way this question could go out. And this is from HK858. What are your thoughts on how to make the Phoenix better? I would say personally it's quite simple. Give the Phoenix tag to the Fulcrum Ahsoka. Problem
Bam.
Is solved.
Done. Absolutely. Fulcrum Ahsoka needs the Phoenix tag. Without a doubt. She needs it. She should have it.
Yeah. That's it. I think that would solve a lot of the problems, you know. Not saying that, you know, they're going to be the world's most OP, but it's going to give them a lot more if they had a unique, isn't it? We're not going to need all the cleansers and stuff, you know. I think the heals that they're going to get, I think that would probably close to making them killable, except for Nihilus and other characters. But I think, you know, I think it's definitely what would work. And then the next one we've got from Tim Jarvis. Any word on Commander Luke's kit? At the minute, we've got no word on his kit, but do you guys want to speculate what he could have? You know, we'll start with first with... Yeah.
I think first we have to decide, is he a Jedi or is he not a Jedi?
No.
My personal opinion is he's not a Jedi. So that means he's got a rebel tag. Potentially there's a new tag coming called Hoth tag for rebels. You got potentially Hoth rebel soldier, Hoth rebel scout, Hoth Leia, Hoth Han, Commander Luke. That's 5 characters that potentially could all have a new tag called Hoth. Or Hoth Rebels as like a separate tag, similar to how all the Phoenix characters have a Phoenix tag, and potentially you could have some kind of Hoth synergy with all those characters. You have a taunter, you have a character that taunts, you have a stun, you have turn meter. It means whenever you look at those 3 characters, potentially you need a cleanser, and potentially you need a healer, and potentially you need protection up. I think that you would get a healer and protection up out of actually a character more like Hoth Han than you would out of any of the others. I think Commander Luke's going to be your big damage dealer, and you're gonna have Hoth Han and you're gonna have Hoth Leia as more of support type characters, or tank type characters, and so he's going to deal massive damage. He's probably going to have some kind of crit thing. He's probably going to have potentially some kind of a stealth type ability as well, or some kind of one of them's going to have like a shield generator type ability where they give protection up. But I really think that you're going to have a kit on Commander Luke, which is going to be all about high DPS.
Sounds awesome. What about you?
Don't forget the resistance to cold. The extra ability for the Hoth one's resistance to cold.
What about you, Trevor? As long as he partners your Ahsoka very well, or makes it very, very OP, would you be happy with that?
Well, see, I don't know. I'm thinking with Luke, there's he might go along the lines of obviously not the exact same sort of skill with old Ben, but I'm thinking some sort of morale boost where he's going to have a unique that boosts everybody along the lines of R2. I'm thinking he's going to be like GK. They're going to have to make him something good where he's going to be a standalone, and you're going to want him in your squad. He's going to have something where it boosts everybody. I'm sure.
Versus anti-Empire, isn't it? Empire's took a big rise recently, and I think Luke's going to be there to knock them back down again. Back down, boys, down. You know, and he's going to.
I think. Well, saying that, don't forget, Hoth Rebel Soldier and Hoth Rebel Scout have specific anti-Empire synergies anyway, don't they? Whether it's I think 100% turn meter on a Death of an Empire tune is Hoth Rebel Scout. Before mod days, I used to love Hoth HRS. He was very good. Yeah, we'll see. I think they need to make the next step though. Really, with
he needs to kill the Rex lead as well, doesn't he? Like if he gains turn meter from enemy buffs and he's anti-Empire, I think I'd love him even more.
They need to come up with something new. Again, they've made very early on these op characters, and they need to bring out some sort of random new tier to these abilities that can take it beyond that. Otherwise, the meta's never going to change, is it?
No.
So hopefully they've got something good planned. We'll see.
Yeah, and what about you, Loki?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I like Grande's idea about the Hoth faction.
Echo base.
It's kind of like Imperial Troopers, right? So there's Empire and Imperial Troopers. So I could totally see that where Commander Luke could bring a Rebel synergy plus a Hoth faction type synergy. It's kind of like how Hera does Rebels or she only does Phoenix, right? So that's kind of. Well, going back to the previous question real quick, I'd really like to see the Phoenix with like the Imperial Trooper synergies, where you don't need Hera. You can just have them in a team and they'll have synergy with each other. Yeah, real simple fix. I could see Commander Luke having something similar where, it's morale boost, like what Turbs said, and you know, hopefully he just brings a lot more extra abilities or extra buffs to a whole faction, right? Whether it's a Hoth faction or even just the Rebels, right? I'd be happy with that. For as many Rebels as we have, we don't really have any good leaders, right? We only got one, right? It's Wedge. So, I mean, yeah. Jin's kind of like mediocre, and I don't know any other Rebel leader that's decent. I mean, Akbar's outlived his days, and so yeah.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
That's
yeah,
true.
I agree. Though I don't think he should be a Jedi yet.
Oh no, yeah, he shouldn't be because.
Yeah, it's just you know, going back to the movies, it was like, I mean, what did he do, right? I mean, he rode a tauntaun, he got stuck in a cave by a wampa, and he chopped his hand off, and that was pretty much it. And then he had like hypothermia or something, and
he nearly died.
Yeah, so I mean, he didn't do much. I mean, we don't know what the timetable was.
He did fight Vader in the comics, though. Before the Empire, he got his butt handed to him, but he did fight him in the new Vader. I think it was the new. I can't remember. It might have been the Vader comics, but he did fight him. But no, I agree. I personally don't think Luke was a Jedi until Return of the Jedi, because that's the whole title, Return of the Jedi. So I don't think even Bespin Luke's classed as a Jedi, because then that would make the title Return of the Jedi kind of irrelevant. I think, you know. Of the last movie, because how can you have Return of the Jedi if Luke
like
was a Jedi?
Said too, right?
You're not a Jedi.
I think at the end of Return
at the end of Empire, wasn't it? Just before the duel.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say, you know, at the end of like Return of the Jedi, he even said, he goes, you know, I can see you constructed your own lightsaber. You know, you completed your training. So
yeah, there was that.
That's another.
And he says to Palpatine as well, "I am a Jedi Knight, like my father before me." You know.
Right.
So I think that was when he was pretty much a Jedi, was Return of the Jedi. I don't think Bespin Luke should even have a Jedi tag either. I think he just, again, rebel. But I guess it's up for debate, you know. I guess it's down to interpretation. Should he be a Jedi or should he not? But I think Commander Luke, when I did a search for Commander Luke, what actually come up for me was pretty much Luke in a Hoth suit. That was it. You know, the figures were called Commander Luke. So that's pretty much where I've taken all my information that, yeah, it's probably going to be Hoth Luke, and I probably joked around a little bit saying, he's gonna, when I'm on these other planets like Tatooine, is his hood going to come down or anything? Because he's definitely going to be really, really hot. I'm going to think, oh boy, man, he must be sweating underneath that snowsuit. You know, take him onto Mustafar. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll move on with the question.
That's when he puts his Bermuda shorts on Mustafar. His Speedos.
So we've got the question from Keyboard. And we'll quickly go around on this one. What do you think? What do you make of the new artwork of the new Geonosians? Personally, I don't think it ever affected me. They look cool. Definitely look cool, and it's definitely nice to see stuff spruced up, but I'd probably saved it for a rework, maybe that was a rework. What do you think, Loki?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's just a prelude to the rework. You know, were they hard to identify when you pick them? I don't know.
Not as bad as Jawas, are they?
I haven't used them in a while, so maybe they were at one time. Maybe I picked Geonosian Soldier instead of Sunfac by mistake. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks cool, and I like that they're going back to all the old characters we got. You know, they're just sitting in the roster, and so I'm all for that.
As Grande says, Grande, you're in here, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm here.
You can tell which one Sunfac is because he's darker.
Yeah, I'm gonna get crap for that until the day I die, I bet. Yeah, you know, anything they can do to help me kind of differentiate the characters a little bit, I think is a great idea. And so them redoing the artwork makes it a lot easier. I love it.
But realistically on Ewok, not Ewoks, realistically on Jawas, all the artwork in the world is still not going to be able to tell which one is which. You know, yeah, I think they're just identical. And it's not like they're in the characters, and I'm like, oh yeah, in the movies, I'm like, look, it's Dancha, kids. Dancha, look, it's Jawa Engineer. You know,
look, it's Jawa Engineer. Aren't we glad he's from?
The kids will probably look at me saying, but Daddy, they all look the same. Yeah. Except
for what's her name? The in A New Hope. Oh, excuse me. Or where who were they saying was actually used to be a Jawa? The one from that has the little bar with Finn and Rey with the goggles. What's her name? Ma Duso or something?
Oh no, she wasn't a Jawa. She's the same species of Yoda, isn't she?
Supposed to be. Are you sure? Is she the same species as Yoda?
Yeah, the Jawas don't look like that underneath. The Jawas look like bugs. They got bug eyes. They got like yellow eyes, and yeah, you don't want to take their hood down. They look like sort out the fly too.
I've never seen one with their hood down.
Do a search.
I'll have to do a search. Jawas
yeah, she's more like Yoda, isn't she? Well, I thought that was what it was. They could have changed the concept, but I'm sure that she was the same alien race as Yoda. Maz Kanata. Okay. But yeah,
explains the old age, doesn't it? Explains the old age, because Yoda's what, 400, 500 or something stupid.
1,000, doesn't he, or something like that? He was like,
no, it's Maz who says 1,000.
Oh yeah, she's older than Yoda, I think, wasn't she?
Yes, because he said Han says she's been running this water hole for 1,000 years.
Yeah, and then she's supposed to have a story prior to it. You even actually see a Maz Kanata's doll in Episode 1, believe it or not, on Anakin's shelf when he walks into the room to activate C-3PO. There's a Maz Kanata doll there. Crazy.
Finn would love you right now with your Easter eggs.
But we'll get on to the next one, because actually this is Anakin. And this is from Ted Myers. When are we getting Child Anakin and his pod racing FFS?
I don't know. Let me get on the phone and call everybody at EA and figure that out. I don't think that's coming for a while.
I don't want Child Anakin, to be honest. I'd like pod racing. Pod racing's probably going to... I don't think even pod racing is going to be able to be done in this game just because of the mechanics. You know, the ships don't actually move really in the fleet. I don't know if they'd have any hope to move the pod races. Would they just stand there, just still move slightly?
Yeah, they could stand there, and the background could move behind them, and so it would look like they're actually moving.
That's true. Not. That's true. It could, but and then how would it work? You know, it's definitely interesting, but I'm just not a fan of Child Anakin. I think that was one of the worst things of Episode 1. So I'd probably not put my vote up for that one, unfortunately. What about you, Turbs?
Pod racing, fun. I'm sure they could work some rubbish way of doing it. They could do it at an event. And when I say rubbish, I mean graphic-wise, because obviously the game's not built for the mechanics.
They did it on Force Collection, didn't they?
They did, yeah. I was thinking in a similar sort of vein. You could do it where... I'm trying to remember it worked on that.
I can't remember.
It'd still be turn-based, and you have abilities, and whether it be use your boost or whatever. They could make it work, but it'd get boring very quickly, I think.
Yeah. There's only going to be so many races you're going to lose or win until you're like, you know what? This is not pod racing. Woohoo! What about you, Loki? Okay. Are you a pod racing fan?
No, I'm not. I'm no, not looking forward to that one.
What about Little Annie? Little Annie?
No. I love the lightsaber battles in Episode 1, and that's about it. So.
Yeah, Darth Maul was cool. I liked Qui-Gon Jinn as well. Everything else I just didn't like. That was the first film, wasn't it? With
you're about to be taken.
That's the first film, wasn't it, where they brought in Metachlorians? He has a Metachlorian.
You're going to be taken away from your mother.
Yeah, that's thingy. So, next one's from Keyboard. Do you think that the Wicket the Ewok will be any future meta? I'd probably say straight away, in my honest opinion, I would say no. I don't think he could. I just don't think he's got any synergy to do anything that another character couldn't do that has synergy. You know, obviously he'll have synergy with Ewoks, but take him out of an Ewok team, he's got no rebel tag. So I just don't see him being a meta. You could put him into a Rex lead, and it could work, but so could somebody else in his place, I would say. You know, would you guys be in agreement? Would you disagree with that? Grandad?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, he's not going to be meta.
Nah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry to shut your dreams, but my dreams got shattered before. You know, just passing it along. Next one we got from Stevie. Thank you for the donation for $2. I must be miles behind, or I didn't have my keyboard looking up, or I'd have mentioned you straight away. And the message is, the Smithie D is the only true SWGOH Jedi Master. But am I a Sith Lord, or am I a Jedi? I guess I will have to reveal myself. But yeah, thank you very much for the donation on that of $2. If anybody else feels like they do want to donate, please feel free to. But I think that we're going to be coming to the end of the stream anyway soon, because we've been going for 2 hours. So let's have a look. The question I've got here, and this is a good one because this is something I'm currently doing, and I don't think anybody else is doing that on our panel. The question is from Dalen, and what do you think I should farm to prepare for Commander Luke? I think this, you know, I think that's going to be the same of every single decent character these days. Is Cabantes, stun cuffs, stun guns, and those Mark III hollow projectors. I think they are. I think that's where I would start. Is there anything that you guys would think that potentially Luke could need?
The gold gear as well. I'm assuming you're going to need the gold eyeballs.
Probably the speed, the thermo detonators are the Mark V that give the +6 speed. Probably going to need 100 of them. I would say at least maybe.
It depends what type of character he is, though, doesn't it?
Not really, no, because they're all tanky now, really, aren't they?
They are all tanky.
Yeah, even Ahsoka needed Cabantes and stun guns, you know. And
it's been a while since we had anybody new that needed like the Mark V furnace, right? So I'm gonna throw that out there because I got a bunch of those piling up from all the Rancor raids, and it's been a while. I think the Farm Boy Luke needed furnaces, so. Yeah,
he needed. Was it one furnace?
Was it one furnace or two?
It could have been one too. I'm not sure.
And he needed I think he needs a couple other pieces too.
But he wasn't difficult though, was he?
He needs a bunch of stun guns and stun cuffs too. So we're definitely gonna need stun guns and stun cuffs and Carbantes, and then we'll probably.
I mean, that's the trend, isn't it? Like even Thrawn, R2, they needed it, didn't they? Cabantes. I think everybody needs Cabantes because even though we get them for free from the challenges and stuff, you know, we just don't get enough, do we? So I think that's the thingy. Then the cuffs, I think that's just standard for any attacking character now. Anybody that does a higher attack than just an Ewok needs stun cuffs. You know? Yeah, I'll just farm everything. Everything that's been popular, farm it all. Even get the buttons as well. Make sure you got them because he's probably going to need them. He's probably going to need droid callers. Depends what character he is, you know. Depends if he's tanky as well. But they may just put Cabantes on attacking characters as well. So who knows? I've just gone for what characters need the most. And
his nickname might be Carbante Luke when he comes out. So
or Stunkoff Luke. That was.
We already had General Carbante, so.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, no, I personally would say for him. But that's because I'm a biased Luke fan, you know. I like Luke, so I'm going to always say save for Luke. But I'm sure, you know, he's going to be good. I have faith. And if they don't, they will feel the wrath of Smithie D if Luke is really bad. But then again, how OP was he at the start of Empire? He got taken away by a Wampa. Mind blown. You know? But I reckon this game doesn't really follow power levels or lore, does it? Look at that, Yoda's like, he's not the most powerful of this character, nor is Sidious. So I think he's going to be OP. He best be, you know, especially if we need a lot to get him, a lot of characters, then he's definitely going to be up there as one of the OP. He's got to be better than Thrawn, in my opinion. He's got to take down the Empire.
He's got to be. I mean, he's got to be on par with Nihilus at least, because it seems like all the OP characters, they're all dark side, right? I mean,
yeah.
Ahsoka's not.
Not OP though, is she? She's.
How dare you?
There's a ton of light side characters coming. I feel like we need some more dark side characters, and they need to continue to make the dark side characters really good, because we don't have as many of them.
You got Thrawn now. You got Nihilus. What more do you want?
Do.
You know, the light side. I think the last time light side had a really overpowered character was Sharut and Baze. How long ago? That was Christmas, man. Christmas. You got Kylo Ren as well.
I'm just saying, I just the sheer number of, 3 Ewoks and potentially 3 new rebels with Hoth Leia, Hoth Han, and Hoth and Commander Hoth Luke, effectively. I just want to make sure that we end up not neglecting the dark side.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll bring out another version of Vader. I'm sure.
That would be so. Oh my god!
If they bring out Rebels Vader, I'm all for that, man.
We need.
Nah, you want Rogue One. You want Rogue One Vader.
How do we only have one Stormtrooper? There's like 500 of them in the movie.
Who wants them? Was you a kid? Okay, we'll start here. Was you a kid that had Star Wars toys and you had lots of Stormtroopers, or did you just have one? Exactly.
I just had one.
So did I. I had one Stormtrooper. I didn't have loads of the same, I just had one Stormtrooper. And I had a Magna Trooper. I had a Snow Trooper. You get it.
So we were having a conversation in our guild. Walrus Man? Apparently one of the guys in our guild, he said that for Christmas, his mother had told all of his relatives that he wanted any Star Wars characters except Walrus Man. But that got misconstrued as to he only wants Walrus Man. So he got like 15 Walrus Mans. He got 10 of them.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my god. Oh, I can just imagine it now. He opens up the first one, he's like, huh? And then he opens up the next one, and then you hear, 15 times. That'd be priceless. That's like giving a kid a PS4 with a brick in it, and they're like,
it's like going to Christmas and you open up all your Christmas presents and it's like underwear from your aunt. You're like, oh man, come on.
Yeah. I've had some of them when I thought it was like aftershave, and I'm like, oh yes, aftershave. And I open it, it's a Link's box set, and I'm and then that person sends it, you're gonna love it. It's something that you're gonna like. Like they're bigging it up, and you're expecting, wow, this is gonna be something great. And you open it up, and it's a box of chocolates. You're like, I've had a few of those occasions, and now I just try and open my presents before Christmas Day, so I just, so I don't have that. Imagine a kid sitting there and I'm opening it up and they're like, this is what I got you, Daddy, and I'm like, I wouldn't be mean to my kids. I love them. That comes on to the next question. Who is better to farm, and who is better to farm in the Cantina shop, Pow or Hoth Scout? I would personally say Hoth Scout, especially
Hoth
in the new
Scout,
game. Yeah.
bam,
Hoth
hands
Scout,
down.
Yeah, Pow's only going to work in the Kenobi sync team, and you're going to have to have General Kenobi for that. But other than that, he holds nothing. Where Scout, Hoth, new game mode in Hoth, kind of makes it a no-brainer for me who I would get out of them two. Yeah, Hoth Scout, pretty much. Did you you farmed Pow, didn't you, Granddad?
I did.
You couldn't resist, could you? You couldn't resist. You would have to have him.
Dude, I have every character 7-starred except for 5 characters. I mean, 6 characters are 7-starred, and I'm fast working on it to where it'll just be 4. So it is what it is.
Interesting. I still haven't found him, but then again, I haven't done Bodhi either because I just think they're both as useless as
each other. I got Bodhi 7-stars.
You haven't got geared 11 though, have you? Come on, tell me you didn't go there.
They're like gear 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I just haven't bothered. I'd just rather. There's just some characters in this game where I'd just rather see the currency grow than put it into those characters. It's kind of like a, you know, I'd rather have the currency sit there than give it them, you know. Maybe that's...
I'd like to try Pow and Garth Saxton in a Kenobi Sync team and just see how it goes. I mean...
Yeah, well, I tried him. I did that video and I tried him. I put the Zeta on him, and this was on a early access account with EA. And I was just like... Literally, that was my reaction. I was just like, oh, what do we have here? And then he had the Zeta on him, and I was just like, he just felt underwhelming. You know, I didn't test him with all the teams. It was kind of quick throw together and stuff, but I don't see anybody else with POW except for McMull that did the Kenobi sync with POW. You know, in there. Other than that, I've seen no use for him anywhere, unless someone's got some secret videos and he's like taking down the AAT.
Nothing secret.
Yeah. I think in my review, I gave him a credibility, and this is the first time I've give a character a credibility. Great fan service. That was one of the points. I was just like, there must be people out there that are like, well, we got POW. Yes. I guess that completes it, doesn't it, with the Rogue One, and we can just move forward and hopefully get better rebels, I guess, than Bodhi and POW. But then I haven't seen Bodhi used either, really. I've never seen him. Even on my shard, I've never seen anyone use a Bodhi.
I've never seen any team where Bodhi was just like OP. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think I even have gear level 7 ability, or ability level 7 abilities on Bodhi, and I've tried playing around with him even in Galactic War, and I'm just like, yeah, that was really not a great. He's
kind of like a poor man. He's like a poor man's R2D2.
Sort of, yeah.
With that, is it the evasion down he put stuff for against the Zol teams? He sounded great on paper, but in reality, he was just bad.
We've had a lot of characters like that.
He's got a Zeta though, hasn't he?
I think he does have a Zeta, yes.
And I think that's probably where it's going to go with the new game mode. It's going to be on power levels, and Zeta gives lots and lots of power to a character, and so does like higher gear and stuff. And I think it's just going to become Gala Zeta Zeta You're just going to Zeta whatever in the game. That's pretty much to got a Zeta all. And I think that'll be the new trend. Got a Zeta all.
You know, Bodhi Rook on his Zeta gives offense up for 2 turns to a character that doesn't have it. That's the Zeta.
This definitely part of the Zeta Ramon. He's definitely part of that.
He might be good with Fulcrum Ahsoka, man. You never know.
You guys got to be really careful about who you Zeta. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Zeta this character, Zeta that character. I'm like, go read the Zeta. Go read it. Now read it. Now go read it again.
I should make a video, top 5 characters not to Zeta.
Well, here's the thing is you know, I mean, I kind of joke around sometimes, and I'm like, guys, let's go through reading comprehension 101 again. Go read the Zeta ability before you go throw it on there. Now, once you've read it, now go read it again and go read it again. I mean, it's going to take you, you know, half a month to get another Zeta probably. So let's make sure before you go plow, you know, 20 Omegas and 40 Zetas and 175 purples, you know, onto a character. Let's make sure you really love it before you do it.
Yeah, definitely.
We had a guy, you know, who was really thinking hard about the Krennic Zeta, and I was like, let's go look at the Krennic Zeta. You know, let's make sure you love it. You love everything about it. You know, do you love, you know, is there anything you don't like about it? I was like, it's protection allies recover 10% protection whenever they score a critical hit. I'm like, do you have crit chance mods on your entire Empire team? Who is crit chance not good against? I don't know. Darth Maul and Rex leads. Are you doing amazing against Darth Maul and Rex leads with your Krennic lead? Are you super excited about that? How's that going to help you? And then he's like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Basically, maybe I need to follow a different team. And I was like, I'm not saying Krennic Zeta leader is bad. I'm just saying 10% protection on a crit. not 10% protection every time. Are you good with that? And he's like, no. Okay, let's pick a different Zeta for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely read Zeta. Have you read Alibaba's Zeta?
Yeah, I know. Everybody crap about reading comprehension. My reading comprehension is great. My reading aloud, not so great.
You just said if I had any protection characters, they gave protection up, man. What are you talking about?
But yeah, isn't K2SO another one? It's just like a no-no. Isn't it just you get 1% protection?
1% protection, like I said.
I actually know somebody who's Zeta'd him, and I just... my only response was,
that's worse
why?
Than Chewbacca, isn't it? At least Chewbacca's got a duty. You know, it's not his fault. He's just generally not a great character. But his Zeta makes him a little bit better. But these ones like Bodhi and K2SO are
let's go look at what is Chewbacca's Zeta.
It's not that bad.
It's on his special,
has no
right?
Use, is it?
So
on his unique, isn't it?
It's on Defiant Roar, which is his special.
Yeah, it's like a poor man's Savage.
So you gain 25% turn meter gain, 10% heal, and dispel all debuffs from self. That's what it is.
Not too
on his
bad.
special.
It's not too bad, you know. It's on his special.
It is.
It's not on his
special.
unique.
He doesn't have a unique.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's just ability blocking. But yeah, that's definitely a poor... That's a really, really poor man's Savage, isn't it?
That's a stupid man's First Order Stormtrooper ability right there. I mean, why would you even do it?
Yeah. No, I've seen those people raging, saying like, he's so great, look, we took #1 with him, with Nihilus next to him, of course.
We took #1 with Nihilus, Chirrut, Baze, and Chewbacca. Under a Rex lead. And I'm like, you sure did.
You might as well just go 4-on-5 and make a video in your arena. I held one with only 4 characters, man. I mean, you just got to do that.
Yeah.
Rather than putting Chewbacca in there, you know.
I actually used Chewie recently. We had a themed raids and it was Ewoks, and obviously there was only 4 Ewoks, so we had named it the Fuzzballs. So obviously the only other one was Chewie, so we used him in the raid.
We had somebody that fought a battle with only 5 characters in arena, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, do you go outside without your underwear on?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Go look at your arena team, buddy. I think you're missing one." He was like, "Oh man, thanks for letting me know. I don't know how I was playing around with something," and I was like, "I could tell. Go put that 5th character in there."
I think I'm gonna make a video of that top 5 worst Zetas to do ever in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Maybe it'll help the new guys that are like that seen that one video of that guy taking #1. He's like, I did it with a Zeta Chewie, and they're like, I'm gonna Zeta my Chewie just like him.
He's Zeta Chewie and Zeta Chirpa, and he's taking rank 1 with.
Oh, he had a Zeta Barris in there as well, didn't he? I can't remember, but it was definitely some kind of crazy mix-max squad they had. It was quite fun to watch, but. Yeah, I think Bodhi's going to be on that list. I'm going to have a look through them. What actually are useless to the character that the character.
So you're gonna have to list all the Zetas, and you could rank them from 1 to 0, and be like from like 1. I think there's like 20 something Zetas. You rank them from top to bottom, and be like, here you go. You can do like a top 27 list or whatever.
Yeah, it's just finding that footage, isn't it? I'll probably find it. I think I will be able to ask Arnold. I think he's got Chewie Zeta footage.
Well, somebody else they did. Somebody else has done some, and you could ask Mobile Gamer for some Zeta Chirpa lead.
I don't know why anyone would do that. What is wrong with him? I just don't know why you do that. And this was before the new Ewoks come out.
It was before the new Ewoks came out, and he was like, "Yeah, Zeta Chirpa."
I hope he's ready to open his wallet then and get these all these other Ewoks.
I mean, but some of these Zetas are not bad, right? Like Tarkin, you know. I mean, you know, or like, or even like, you know, I mean, some of these Zetas are, you know, kind of okay. I mean, you just gotta see, you know, Veer's unique. I mean, those might be okay, you know, in the right team, but some of them, oh, no way.
That's it. So
what about Lumi? Would you use Lumi Grande?
Oh god, Lumi.
I did yesterday.
Did you really use Zeta Lumi?
Yeah. Look at my channel. I've posted a video.
So let's read Lumi Zeta. Let's make sure I don't accidentally Zeta someone on accident.
God have mercy on your soul, Turb.
So it's 2%. It's plus 2% heal whenever an ally gains a buff they did not have, and gain heal over time effect for 2 turns. Man, no added evasion. Basically, it's heal over times and 2% heal. Man, I'm not so sure that was a really great choice, Turbs.
She does give extra buffs. She does give extra buffs. Basically, anytime somebody gains a buff, you gain extra heal over times, which is why I did it to try and boost Fulcrum a little bit more for damage.
Yeah, but it's only 1 heal over time, though, isn't it? That she can use.
No, she gets 1 each, man, for each of those buffs.
No, for heal over time. Heal over time counts as 1. It's not. It doesn't count as. So let's say that she copies, or let's say Sharuk's got 10 heal over times. She can't put 10 heal over times on her. She'll only take the 1.
I don't know. All I'm knowing is that's a
but
Boba Fett execute wait to happen. That's
but Ahsoka procs her own taunts, right? And then she steals the buffs. Yeah. And then she steals the buffs, and then she gets 1 heal over time for each of those buffs that she steals.
Yep. I've had the biggest stack I've had was actually a Yoda. Obviously, you do the steal, and then you do the spread. And I think I actually had about 12, 13 buffs above Fulcrum's head.
You just gotta time that so right. I mean, and you can do it on offense. I'm just not so sure the AI can ever get it right on defense.
Yeah. I had 95 Zetas. I was trying to think what to do. I wanted to do something different, so
you should have done Bodhi. Stuck him in there. I mean, you should have done Bodhi Rook. Bodhi Rook for the offense up to a random ally. Man, I can't believe you didn't do
Cassian, haven't you, as well? You could throw Cassian in there.
Yeah, you should put a Zeta Cassian in there.
There's a few options. I thought I'd have a play around with it. I thought if I've not wasted a Zeta yet, I'm going to have to at least have that notch on my bloody headboard. I've wasted
Zeta Chewie, buddy. You should have Zeta Chewie.
Wow, if you're going out, man, you should have just done POW. You've just gone out big, you know, or even just gone K2SO extra.
It's a little project. I've had a little bit of fun, to be honest, trying different teams and trying different people
and a little bit of wine, apparently.
No way, man. That's a good team, man. I totally see it. It's
okay.
Because her lead, she's gonna buff the Jedi, right? So you really got to run General Kenobi. And then we're thinking Zeta Barris too. So you got Lumi and Zeta Barris on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Once again, Fulcrum Ahsoka, not a Jedi. She should have Jedi.
No, that's fine. But you got Zeta Barris for the added survivability, right? She's annoying. And then, you know, your General Kenobi's going to evade like crazy because he's going to get whatever Lumi lead got. And then
don't forget, they just fixed. Apparently it was broken. They've just fixed her evasion bonus, haven't they? On the lead.
Yeah, so I think
since I did my video, it might have even got even better.
Maybe
we'll have to redo the video.
You can run Ezra in there too, man, if you really want to just try it, because then you can't even hit the kid, you know?
I did try Ezra. It's got potential. There's not much consistency at the minute. I've not found any consistency, but it's got potential. It's fun to play around with.
No, A star, man. A star for it. I wouldn't personally done it. Yeah, I kind of like cherish my Zetas. That I make sure that I plan it out. It's kind of like in a boardroom, and I'm like on a drawing board. So if I go to the Zeta, I could do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this Zeta will go with this guy. And then I'm putting up clip-ins and stuff, and I'm like looking at it, and there's like a big like usual suspect picture of each character.
I can only imagine like it's like the war room for Smithie D. Which Zeta is next? Oh, I don't know. We could do this.
The Zeta room.
Complete with flip chart.
Yeah.
He's got pivot tables going on.
Got one of those long sticks as well. Do you know the ones that get thin where you like point, and I've got a projector. Different footage coming up. You know. Yeah, all sorts. I think the Zeta's got to be right. I don't think I've actually made a Zeta that I've regretted as of yet. You know, I did do Sidious, but to me that's a no-brainer. I'm getting extra finger. I may not use him anymore, but that seems like Kylo Ren. I don't use them, but they're there. You know, there's going to be a point where the game's going to change where I'm going to have a Zeta.
It's like Boba Fett. I've got a Zeta Boba Fett. I don't use him in arena, and I don't really use him in raids, but I'm glad I did it.
Oh yeah, because you got your minis, well, your Zeta worth out of them, didn't you, for that time being? And they're always there. You know, bounty hunters come back. You know, Sith come back. There's always something, and I liked Sidious's lead as well, so I used it a lot in the EAT in my early stages of doing like 2.5 million, 3 million with a Sith team in Phase 4 with a Sidious lead, because Maul will just go crazy and just hit super hard.
Well, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's it.
I gotta go do a roster review.
Yeah, man. But before you go, where can we find you, buddy?
So, just look up Reality Skewed Gamers on YouTube. That's where we stream at. We stream on Wednesdays. We stream on Sunday. We stream on Saturdays, and we do roster reviews. We're getting ready to do one live. So I'm gonna kind of bump out so we can do that. And but definitely thanks for having me on the Rule of Two. Definitely appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy, man. Always love it when you come on.
Appreciate it.
And happy birthday for tomorrow, man.
Hey, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
See you later, buddy.
Cheers, Grundy.
Happy birthday, man. See you.
Thanks, man. See you.
So, I think it's come to a time where we've actually not got through. I think we've had a lot of questions today, because I'm seeing stuff where we were talking about Grande's birthday, and that must have been about an hour ago, you know, when I was singing him a song. And that's pretty much where I'm up to on the comments. So there's definitely loads more. So what you can do on this, I'll try and jump in. What we got Saturday? I'll try and jump in for Jedi Academy on the Reality is Good Gamers. You know, if you want to come over there and throw some questions out. But if not, we're going to be back next week. Earlier you get on, quicker we're going to get to your question. Pretty much in a nutshell. The later that you come on, it's probably not going to get answered. Just because, as you could probably see, we've only got up to when I sang the birthday song to Grande Patron on the comments. But going forward, where can we find you, Turbs? You know, you put out that Lumi video, we talked about it a lot. Got anything in the works? You know, have you finished your Ahsoka? I'm still waiting for this Ahsoka video.
I'm halfway through it, keep getting sidetracked, to be honest. But I'll get it out soon. I'm going to have to do a bit more footage, to be honest, because I've tweaked her mods, and she's actually got even better, to be honest. But it'll be out soon. But either way, you can get me on. I've got a YouTube channel, Turbs. I post as much as I can, 2-3 videos a week. But always love you can watch stuff, and obviously I'm always trying to do new things and just be different. Obviously.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Big examples, Miz Zeta and Lumi, but no, we'll see. I'm just another Star Wars lover, game lover, love the community, love hanging around you guys, and just love just sharing stuff and helping out, and hopefully the future's bright.
The future's orange.
We shall see.
Yeah. Also, as well, to add to that as well, if you are searching for Turbs on YouTube, always look with Turbs then SWGOH, because there's, as you can imagine, there's probably a lot of Turbs on YouTube.
There's not that many. There's not that many, and I'm the top search because I've got the most subscribers. Yay!
I did a search for you, and you're at the bottom of the page.
Really?
Well, you're in the middle.
Anticlimax.
The guy that's got 16 videos called Turbs, it's just got a capital T that's burning on fire, is above you. Some other guy called Turbs that does Rainbow Siege.
Yeah, we don't need all the details, would you?
He's above you too. Then there you are. I can see you now. You must have changed the logo maybe. But yeah, that's normally how I search. It's the same with Mike as well. If anybody does follow Mike Hunt, I always have to search for an SWGOH. Of course, it's a very popular name, and I could never find him without putting SWGOH after it. Is that your lightsaber, Loki?
No, it wasn't me.
No, was it not? Alright.
No, sorry, it's me vaping on, not on mute. I do apologise.
I'm still at work, man. You're keeping me here after hours.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Okay, so where can we find you, Loki?
I got a YouTube channel as well. It's Sir Loki, SIRLOKI. So recently just doing a lot of arena videos, just meta versus meta. If you're interested how other meta teams fight against others, you can check mine out because I pretty much change my... I'm like you, Smithie. I change my team probably 3-4 times a day. So it's fun. I like doing it. I got some raid videos up, and then I also do I build custom lightsabers. So if you're interested in that kind of a hobby, check out my channel. I got some of my past builds and all that. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and congratulations. When I did a search for Sir Loki, you're the top of the Sir Lokis. So you don't need to put SWGOH for Sir Loki. He comes up first. But yeah, I think that's all we got time for. You know, if you've enjoyed the show, then give it the thumbs up. You know, if you've disliked it, then you can always give it the thumbs down. It's all banter at the end of the day. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed and you want notifications like this in the future, you want to see shows, videos, then make sure that you do subscribe. As always, thank you very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.